Maynilin? Maynilin?
Yes, sir.
Please open your camera para makita nato. So, okay, lain pod nga.
Wait lang, sir. Naglibog mo ko, sir. Kaya akong laptop, dili mo open ang cam. Ito, sir. Sulayan ako. Sulayan ako, sir.
Na-hide lang, ano. So we have limited time, no? You're given 40 minutes. So allow me to interrupt or moderate, no? If there are things that we need to cut or that really necessary, no? We want it direct to the point, na lang, so that we can save time.
Ako start sa akong cam, sir. Sorry.
You have with your members, Ronilyn, Bernie, Maricar, and Rodel. Maynilin?
Sir?
I have video la. Ang mga members na lang mo open, ha. Pero let's make.
Bernie lang, May.
What about the rest? Now, we will try to make it formal as possible. So it's formal, no? Makikistorya muna mo, mag-istorya ninyo. Although the panel members are just listening, but it is necessary, no? Because we are here, no, to present an idea, a proposal. So it is proper to open your camera, no? Kaya kamo may presenter. So I think na you have to bring that idea to in your future dealings with it's just like trying to apply a company, so you have to open your camera now, and that's why we require you to be in uniform on your best presentation, and yes, be formal. So we have Bernie here. Okay. Open ang camera mo, okay lang. But the rest, if possible, no?
Ma-open lang ko niya, sir, man ako sa, sir, sa presentation. Nakita ra ang presentation, sir?
Unfair ba? Timeline. Meron po tayong ibinibigay na commitment sa bawat istasyon every day kasi
So good morning, everyone. Good morning to our panelists. And we are the third group who will present about the CL mobile application for Bio 1 series bus liner. So the researcher are Kadayona Maynilin, Operator Rodelin, Gimarangan Bernie, Napatutan, Maricar, and Saison Rodel. So may I request Bernie Gimarangan to proceed the presentation.
Good morning. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, Bernie, go ahead, Bernie.
So to our dear panelists and to my fellow researchers, good morning. So our topic and our proposal is all about the CL mobile application for series bus liner system in Bayawan City. And so for us to start, let me first discuss the problem and its scope. So in our the problem and its scope, it contains a rationale, the statement of the problem, the significance of the study, the scope and limitation, the definition of terms, the theoretical framework, the conceptual framework, the review of related literature and studies, and the research methodology. In the research methodology also, it contains the research design, the research environment, the research respondents, research instruments, the data gathering procedures, and the data on system evaluation. All right, next slide, please. Let's proceed to the rationale of our proposal.
Excuse me, your slides are not moving.
Wala, gamot ka, sir. Basit sa connection, sir.
How about other panel members? Can you see, ma'am and sir, that their slides are moving? Basig sa ako rin yung
Rationale
Dili,
na
sir.
sa sir.
Wala ga move.
Wala,
Oh,
sir,
so,
wala siya gamove.
okay, so all
Vision
panel
na.
members cannot see it moving. So it means dili ang internet connection ang problem. So wala good siya mo.
Naka-pause ata.
Asa kotob siya, sir? Na naman siya sa rationale sa
Good morning,
Nasa
Rakong
good
Pita.
morning.
Okay, good morning. May I interrupt, Miss Manilin? Kindly click slideshow.
Oh. Can I direct me?
For a while na. That's up for a while.
May change
Hindi
na
na mo siya mukuan. Just please follow my instruction. Ato sulayan o mukuan siya ha.
Okay, miss.
Okay, click slideshow. And then click set up slideshow.
Dali, miss?
Okay na? Set up slideshow.
Ana siya sa
Na-click?
Microsoft. Nara siya sa PowerPoint,
Click
ma'am.
slideshow. Yes, naana siya.
Nasa menu sa taas.
Click slideshow.
Move to the right, to the right,
Slideshow.
We can see.
to the right. Sige.
Oh, slideshow.
And,
Set up slideshow.
okay.
Click browse by an individual. Let's try. O gana. Okay daw. Kindly click. Okay.
Nana siya, ma'am? Nana siya?
Okay
Sige,
na.
sige, sige, proceed. Oh.
Nana siya sa rationale. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Kusgi lang gamay imo tingog, Miss Manilin.
Okay.
All right, everyone. As we continued, the rationale of our proposal goes this way. So in the year 2020 to 2021 has brought great challenges and huge impact to the services around the world, resulted by the birth of the pandemic that affects the entire economic system in every place. One of the services that were greatly affected is the transportation. So there were sudden changes of schedules and a limited trip for public travels. Moreover, were canceled and some was restricted. Many first concern was the problem in transportation, but with advancement of technology, this problem can be minimized through preparations and information awareness. So Sirius Liner is a bus company in Bayawan City that offers a transportation services on its barangays and sitios. With this, the Barangay City Sirius Liner has its own systems that provides information on availability of a trip. So in this study, researchers therefore hope to develop an application that promotes reliable information regarding with the updated schedule of trips and its Information Technology Department College of Arts and Science availability. This application is beneficial to the company as well as the convenience for passengers, promoting a safety environment of transportation in Bayawan City. Now, let's proceed to the statement of the problem. This study aims to develop an application that provides and reliable information for their trip amidst pandemic. So specifically, this study seeks to answer the following questions. One, what is the current way used in giving information to the passengers for a bus trip schedules? Two, how would the application help the company and the local passengers in terms of disseminating reliable source of information, monitoring the availability of the bus, conveniences, and the service rendered? Three, what travel information that the passenger should be aware of in terms of time of the trips, the number of trips they how is full or has already departed. Now, our study also has a significant that's beneficial to following entities. That would be so as we continued, uh, our study because it would help to give the accurate and reliable information to the passengers much faster and more convenient. This study can be their additional system that will be an asset for them for more concrete data to be used for their day-to-day work and responsibility. And to our community, this study would be a great help for the passengers from locals for them to be informed on the daily schedule and the availability of their bus and their trips for its main purpose why this study is conducted. With this application, it would give them a convenience in planning for a trip. Next slide, please. Thank you. So as we go
Mark,
on,
Mark, yeah,
Sir, sorry, sir. Nag-lag ako.
Mark. Okay, sige. Bernie, in our end, it's intermittent, no? Ang audio nimo, ano to, Juan. Sige, you just go ahead, no? Hopefully, you can position yourself in an area nga less ang barrier or wala kay wall. Siguro ang
all right,
signal
sir.
mo.
Just hold on a second.
Sige, proceed, Bernie, proceed.
All right, sir. So am I loud and clear now? Here.
Sige, okay na. Proceed.
All right. So as we continue, our study is also significant to us researchers because this study is significantly beneficial to the researcher in applying their skills and knowledge in programming and the system development. And additionally, this study enables us to acquire skills in conducting this research. And to our future BS Information Technology researchers, the result of this study may serve as the future reference for incoming fourth-year BS Information Technology students who shall likewise develop a system. So let's proceed to the scope and the limit of our study. So the scope of the study covers on the passengers of the Bayawan City, where the series bus liner can travel to barangays and sitios of the said city. All right, so the data will be gathered through survey questionnaire that is conducted online through Google Form. So the respondents of this study are personnel of Cirrus Bus Liner and people from Bayawan City. The application software will be an Android app, and the users shall use internet connection to access the application. So the programming language used in developing the app is HTML and PHP with CSS and Java. So on the other hand, the application also has limitations like other systems. It only prioritizes users from Bayawan City. So the application only gives the accessibility of the application. So the accessibility of the application can only be available to the users with Android phones that have an internet connection. So
Yeah,
here are
it's just skip that terms no ma. We will just put our comment there in the manuscript. You may proceed to the next part. Sige, brief lang on your theoretical framework. Brief.
so our so th- so our theoretical framework of the study is anchored on the waterfall model of Royce in 1970 and the technology acceptance model Davis on 1889. So this is supposed to be look like the waterfall model. It contains the requirement analysis and
The steps.
phases. So the phase one goes this way. So in the phase one, the requirements analysis of the first phase in the waterfall model, it begins with the requirements, which determine whether or not the project is possible with the current technologies. So in this phase, overall goal is to develop all of the system's possible requirements. Requirements are gathered, analyzed, and adequate documentation is created to help in the development process. The end user expects the systems to fulfill a set of functions and limitations. The requirements are acquired from the users and access to see whether they are relevant and if they can be implemented. So finally, a requirement
Excuse me, Bern.
specification. Mhm.
Ano lang, i-kwan lang na brief lang briefly describe the steps, no? Ayaw na tong tibok niya nga details kay it will take a lot of time. And then we will just put our comments on the manuscript. Sige, brief lang from requirements what you do there and
So in
the
mhm.
next step until the last part.
So in the requirements, sir, we will be gathering and analyzing documentation, and also we will be determining if our project is if possible in our current technology. And then in our phase two, we will be understanding the end requirements or all of the gathered requirements that we have gathered in phase one. We will be understanding that one, and we will be also discussing that if how are we're gonna be using that one, and we're gonna also be preparing our designs specifications from the first step, and we will be assessing and defining the overall system architecture as well. And on our phase three, we will be setting our project plan into our motions, and our project work is completed during the third phase implementations. In this phase also, we will be having a deep more discussion so that there will be no error that will be happen during this phase. And in our phase 4, the plan and design created in the previous phase will be applied now. And then in this part of the study, also the project manager will keep track on the progress so that we will know if there are some things that needs improvements. And then on to phase 5, finally the project enters the development stage where developers release the systems to the market. So in this phase, we will try to um, emerge our application to deploy our application to our target audience so that we could know if what are their comments or feedbacks about our application or our system that to be developed. And then on the phase 6, in the waterfall methods maintenance phase is the last step. So of course, there are
What about it,
the technology acceptance model. So it will come, sir, inside the development phase. So it will be
What will you do
applied
there?
there, sir.
What will you do with that?
We will make that TAM as our reference or as our additional resources in for this waterfall model of Royce, because more ideas, I think it's greater than just a simple a simple
No,
model.
actually, that is the phase where you will test the deployment, the deployed system. I-test na siya, not a resources.
Right, sir.
Oh, sige, proceed.
Right. Thank you so much. All right, so let's proceed now to the next slide. Next slide, please. So this slide is our conceptual framework. So the conceptual framework of the study is composed of input, the process, and the output, and the deliverables that serve as guides in this study. So please look at the figure below. So the input would be the research data gathered from the office of the Series Bus Terminal by one city. So number 2 is the related literatures and studies. So from that output, next is the process where the development of the CL Mobile, a mobile application for Bio One series bus liner system by using the waterfall model of Royce and the technology acceptance model of Davis. So that would be the TAM. And then number 2 is the device response time testing. And then we also have the evaluation of the CL mobile application for the Bio One series bus liner systems for the passengers using TAM's perceived usefulness questionnaires. And then in our output, so this is the expected output, the CL Mobile, a mobile application for Bio One series bus liner system. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right, so we also have our related literatures and studies. So public transport planning generalist studies on health impacts as a subordinate importance. So it was a priority of our government to keep people safe while traveling into places. So the sustainability of transportation, environment, conditions of an area, and the public health can be more accessible and productive when computers in Biowan has always on the track. And a study by Boyle, Campbell, and Fry in 2010, tourism has demonstrated as one of the most successful sector in optimizing the mobile application. So according to them, about 50% of existing tourism recommend their systems in design for mobile devices. So in this study, researchers will propose a system that is so easy through online using our Android phones and will also notify the passengers that will give them messages about the status of the bus and the time of their ticket will be used. So we also has a lot more review of related literature. It is included in our manuscript that is already provided to our panelists. So now let's proceed to the research design. So this present study will be an applied research because it intends to apply the output, which is an application, to address specific issue to or problem, thereby making a positive changes in the lives of people. So this study will be qualitative in nature because this research uses words rather than number of expressed informations. Technology Department, College of Arts and Science, the results of investigations about people's thought, feelings, and views regarding the objects of the study. So, as the qualitative methods, this present study will be utilizing both ethnographic methods because it is concerns with the environment or setting where the behavior occur. It has a purpose of analyzing the context of participants and narrating their stories. So as the purpose, this study will be developmental because it will describe the requirements needed in the development of the systems after it will be implemented. So this will likewise to be developmental because this present study will be a systematic way of studying the design, developing and evaluating the system. So specifically, this present study will be also utilize the survey method of descriptive research. The descriptive survey will be employed for problem 1 and 3 in the statement of the problem, and a descriptive normative survey is employed for the problem 2 and 4. Now let's proceed to the research environment. This study will be conducted in the series terminal Bayawan located at Barangay Tinago, Bayawan City, Negros Oriental, and its bus commuters. So this would be the series bus liner Bayawan map and the actual picture. All right, so the series bus transport are now en route within the provinces. So as en route within the provinces. So as in the barangay, as it is in the Bayawan branch, which can transport passengers from Bayawan to Dumaguete, Bayawan to Mabinay, and Bayawan to Sangke, Basay. So that would be the Negros Oriental boundary. So now they added route around Bayawan City area for its commuters living in the countrysides like Barangay Kalumbuyan. So that's our barangay. And they added Barangay Lapay route. So the researchers choose the series terminal Bayawan because they are the authorities who know more about the flow of the information technology department, College of Art and Science, and its travel. So the figures below are the map. Yeah, the figures that we have shown earlier are the maps and the location of the series terminal in Bayawan. Next slide, please. So our research respondents, the respondents of this study will be the one representative of the service liner company by one branch and 50 commuters selected randomly of the said transport. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right, so our research instruments. The researchers, us, will be using the 2 questionnaires and 1 testing procedures to gather data in this study. So the researchers will use two questionnaires and one testing procedure to gather data in this study. So the first questionnaires is the current procedures, questionnaires that will be evaluate on how the commuters find or check their departures and the arrival of the bus and the availability of its seats. So these questionnaires are researchers made. So the next instrument is the testing technique, which will determine the development accuracy and the response time. So the system evaluation questionnaire and the technology acceptance model questionnaires are the second set of the questionnaire, both of which assess the usefulness of the developed system. The system evaluation questionnaire will just be a custom made, while the technology acceptance model questionnaire will be the standard. All right, so for our data gathering procedure, data on the current procedure used by the series transpo in informing computers on the availability of seats and the arrival and departure of the buses in the area. Data on the testing procedure that will determine the accuracy and the response time of the developed device. So data on the system evaluation. The researchers will deploy an app, which is the CL Mobile, that update the commuters on the availability of the bus schedules and the series transpo in Bio1 during the development period. So following the app's deployment, the researchers will provide system evaluation and technology acceptance model questionnaires to respondents in order to assess the app's effectiveness and use. So in our data gathering procedure, this will be the formula that we're gonna be using. The statistical tool in the analysis data is weighted mean. Below is the formula, just like that. So that would be the end of our proposal. Thank you so much for the time of listening.
Okay, thank you, Bernie. Let us now hear the thoughts on recommendations, comments of the panel members. Now, first we have the chairman, Miss Karen. Miss Kar.
Okay, good morning to the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Arnel Yorfu, of course, our Research Director, Dr. Albert Albina, to the instructor, and as well as the ComSci Program Chair, Mr. Franco Abikibel, to my fellow panel members, to the researchers this morning. Yeah, so a beautiful morning. So I would say my salute to you for the time, effort that you have spent into this endeavor. However, we need to make some comments concerning your study. So to start with, please allow me to share now the word that comprise my comments. Okay, so can you see this? Okay, please omit this one, no? Please omit this Negros Oriental. Can you hear me? And then in your title, please, no space between CL, mobile, and a colon. So there must be a space. And then use the format suggested by the College of Arts and Sciences. And then as a grid, use Arial for the entire document. So the font face that you will use is Arial. And then this is not only applies sa names, but the title page. yeah, use single spacing for text. So I might say I am happy, for this group, for you have actually wrote your rational originally, dili siya naka-plagiarize. So what I did, ako na lang gipagupang handpod. I am not an English major, but we can actually correct to the use of the Grammarly. But then you still have to see an English critic, no? Para magwapa pagid ang inyong in English or whatever. Okay? So for the statement of the problem, I will leave this to the expert on this matter in the person of Sir Jesus Sumaja and the rest of the IT instructors. And then here, significance of the study. Okay, I don't have comment for this. Maybe the rest of the panel members, wala pa sila ikaan. And then scope and limitations. Okay, here. The app is more beneficial. You know what? I like your proposed application or apps because it is very important, no? Most especially the scheduling ba to siya. So that is more beneficial when used even without the internet connection. So how can you address this concern? Is it possible? Because you made mention, here sa inyong kuan is, the accessibility of the application can be only available to users phones that have an internet connection. So, nakita na ko siya, it's not useful na siya kung walay internet connection. So, dapat your application, no, your proposed system must be beneficial both na ay internet with internet, with connection and no connection. So how can you address this concern, researchers? Is it possible?
Magkuan na siya.
Ako mga ganahan, nice gid unta siya, magamit siya. Kay pura siya dili siya for me it's not a friendly, it's not user friendly siya nga naman kato na diay na ay internet connection. How about those atong walay mga internet connection? They have their smartphone and the only is they don't have that internet connection. So how can you address this concern? Is it possible that the passengers can still connect?
Yes, kasi
But yes, I understand nga mo ni siya ang limitation. But as much as possible, try to look for if mas matagan siya solution.
Miss, ay kuan
Yes,
na siya.
members.
Can I speak? Kanang ano na siya, ma'am,
Yes.
pag-booking ra na siya, ma'am, need siya og internet connection so maka-connect siya sa server nga naa sa service terminal. So para ma-confirm pud siya connection ra ma'am nga ma-connect ang sa user og katong dito sa server para ma-book kuan iyang book makasulod ang iyang booking.
Maynilin, I think the series transactions does not require booking.
Mura naman siya, kailangan po siya reservation sa seat, sir.
You're not doing that.
Pero yes, ma'am, pwede lang po naman siya.
Mga basic information ra sa kuan.
Sa schedule.
Yes, sir.
So wala sila accept or wala not part of their services ang booking, wala sila booking. Otherwise they will require so. In addition to sa question ni Ma'am Carno, why is there a need to have it connect online?
Sir, para sa na sir, sa mga updated nga schedule, sir. Kay everyday, may everyday sir nga mag-change ang schedule. So they need to refresh ang ilahang sa site ay sa sir sa app. So makita ang mga schedules nga updated.
Okay. So you just provide a feature in the app that will make download updates or update the previous schedule siguro. Ana na lang. So just like the user will go online and access the app, if there is an update, it will require the user to update. But if wala lang update, so it's good as, although bisag offline siya, well anyway, it's not often nga mag-change man po yung schedule. In that way, siguro pwede lang na siya. Siguro na.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am Car.
Sir,
Okay, okay.
possible,
Sige,
excuse
sige,
me,
Sir
ma'am.
Romnick.
Possible
It's
po
okay na,
dagay
that's
ni
good
siya,
na matabangan na to.
yes, yeah. Possible po dagay ni siya if the user will use data. Kay, I think most of us are using data. So, pwede siya ma-access using data lang. Not necessarily nga internet yun ang gamiton. Kay usually, kita mismo magpa-load man ta sa tuwang cellphone, and I think most of the people are using data in order to open their accounts on social media.
Oh, Sir Nick,
Can be.
pag mo-on ka sa mga data, maka-internet naman ka. Okay na. Ang pa ni ma'am is, what about itong
What if you know?
data ba? Oh.
Yes, what if wala data? Is that possible? The passengers can still connect this up in order to have those information from the series or liners or what?
I think
Pwede
ma'am,
ra
they can
kayo sa
have the
mga
data,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
They can have the
Yes, ma'am. Kay
application,
mostly, ang
but the
changes from
problem
ko sa
is the
schedule,
updates.
pag naa siya'y kuan kaning holiday gani like kuan kanang Semana Santa din, di ba na may changes gud sa schedule ana kay maybe ang uban anang mga kuan mga kaning drivers nagoy kuan mo leave, so ikuan ang ilang schedule or mga kuan okasyon like unsa ni holidays gani nga importante gani nga like sa December di ba makuan mang gyud change mang gyud
Like
ang schedule
elections.
kuan. So kung naara ang kuan katong
Anyway, sige. Sige, go ahead.
pag kuan kaning schedule kanang kanang regular schedule sa kuan pwede ra sila maka-access ana through offline ra siya kay nakabutang naman dito ang mga schedule nga kuan gyud kanang regular schedule for mga kana buses kung asa sila paingon.
Papaiwan lang siya.
Okay. Sige, I got the point. So we have to do is cite that one in the scope and limitations that passengers can still access the app though it is offline or online. Okay, that is very clear.
Should be able to update na siya update pwede i-update. So kay through updates na ma-correct yung schedule. So
Yes, sir,
dapat
Koy.
the app amo nang i-check ha, take note of that.
Kuan po, sir, kaning pwede siya makuha nila offline, and then if na-update sa system, they can download update if they have the internet connection or data
Yes.
automatically. Ana siya.
Yeah, that's the app should snoop or sniff if there's an update na mo requires a user.
Okay. Yes. So please cite that one properly on the scope and limitation. So moving on, in that definition of terms, again, kapila na ko ni radio. So please provide an operational definition. So meaning you have to describe and define what you mean when we use a particular terminology, especially the title of your study. Kani ganing inani, please omit na lang kaning uban. The most important is you have to define the terms used in the title. Most especially ang inyong hangkuans is CL, di ba? Your title is CL. For me, I keep on asking, what is CL? The meaning of CL. So we have to do define that one in the definition of terms. What is CL all about, or an acronym? What is CL actually?
Series liner.
Oh, see, so series liner, as simple as that. But all we have to do is define that one in the definition of terms. Kanimi yung Android, ayan na siya. Katong kuha ninyo, ang inyong hang title, inyong hang i-define. So, what is CL? And then Kung sa may inyong gipasabot, a mobile application, you have to explain that one. Then, Bio 1, series bus liner. And then, what does it mean, system there? Kung saan siyang system? System that a system ng inyong gigama or a system ang system sa Bio 1 series liner. So, that is very important. So, you have to define that one as a operational terms, no? Sa definition of terms, para dili malibog ang gabasa. Okay, and then please take down that one. Then theoretical framework. Okay, so now siya term framework. So for confirmation, I leave this to the rest of the IT experts. Okay. So far, it is actually done. Now, enhance the conceptual framework as much as possible. Kanang avoid too much kaning colors because sometimes colors also has a meaning, no? So, pagwapahan na to. Okay, ang koan as soon as nanay confirmation from sa mga IT experts. Okay, review unrelated lit. Okay, please use the attached matrix as a reference in writing the review of related literature and studies on the paper's last page. And take note, please, there should be at least 10 related literature. Now, I just want to give an emphasis now. Anong na ay related literature? Related literature is comprised of discussions of facts and principles that are relevant to the present study, your proposed study. So for example, if the present study deals with computer literacy, then the literature to be reviewed should be composed of materials that deal with computer literacy. So these materials are usually printed and found in books, professional journals, magazines, newspapers, and other publications. So the materials is classified as local if printed in the Philippines, and then foreign if printed in other lands. Also, on the other hand, related studies are already conducted, studies are already conducted to which the present proposed study is related or has a bearing or similarity. So they are published or unpublished materials such as manuscripts, theses, and dissertations. So this may be classified as the local or foreign if conducted sa foreign lands. So magkuha po if I stated it right, for confirmation also for Sir Al sa po ang discussed. And then this one, for me, you may omit this section. You can dive straight into the relevant literature and studies. Kaya kini siya, murag na redundant na siya kaya gibutang ninyo sa inyong introduction o sa inyong rational. No, nagabalik-balik na siya, kinipod, makita na po niya atong sa statement of the problem, no? So go directly. Then this one, upon reading, are you referring to your proposed system? Kaya inyong gikuan is ang diri bugod nga portion, diri na siya sa inyo the study of other scholars and then sa inyong gikuan inyo hagon sa inyong study. Now, inyo gibutang in this previous study. What do you mean? The researchers will develop electronic terminal with the coordination of series bus terminal in Bio 1 City. Murag nasayok, inadagyang gikopya ni, in which we can apply in our system to maximize its effectiveness. In their knowledge scheduling time during bus driving would more be great to develop a terminal system. Now, akong nasabtan sa inyo, it's more on information ng anong naabot na mo sa e-terminal system. Okay? So please take note of that, ha? Then kini, what's significant? So you made mention, in this study, the researchers will develop a system that will serve as a significant help to the people as well as the company. So what's significant help that your proposed system can do? So you have to cite that one para na comparison sa laing scholars of sa kaning sa inyong nga study. Another thing, okay, in this study, the researchers will develop electronic ticketing system in Bio 1 City for easy way travel. Correct me if I'm wrong, murag dili man electronic ticketing system ang inyong system o inyong apps, diba? It's more on scheduling, no, informing the passengers nga mao ni ang schedule, di ba? So it contradicts to your claim. This app will help them to determine what bus is available for a specific place and specific trip, specific time. Furthermore, it gives accessible daily schedule to be checked online, paper passengers, na electronic. Murag dili magumumukuan sa katong sa ticketing, o try to emphasize kay di wala na, dili na consistent ang inyong kaning word nga inyong gigamit, electronic ticketing system, wala po na ninyo na nakuan sa rational, no? And then anong gipula na ko ni siya? Oh, okay. Kani na corrected ni gahapon ni Sir Al, di pa umit ni niya kaning qualitative, kaning mga ethnographic. Nagparihara kani pud parihara po ni siya tong sa previous katong nauna ba to ikaduha nga grupo. Okay. So as much as possible, dili na pud kayo gamay ang pictures, kay the purpose of pictures is for us to see, no, clearly. No, gamay kayo, we cannot sa man ni siya. Okay? And no, type the words or formula, dili na to i-copy paste. So kaning data gathering, I will leave that to the experts on these matters. And also, this is how you're going to come up the review and related lit. No, kanira kay para mabansay ninyo, then it's easy for you. Para ako, inanisad ko mukuhan mo gama, makuha nila after, copy paste lang na until such time you will derive your related literature. So that's all for my end. The rest of the topics, I leave that to the expert. So thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
Thank
Thank you
Ma'am
very
Carl,
much,
no?
ma'am.
Yeah, that's a lot of input, no? It was meticulously examined, no? We are all very lucky to have you in this proposal, no? Member or a part of it, no? So to you guys, I hope well, anyway, those comments are commented on the manuscript, no? So it will be emailed back to you. So well, at least it is clear, no? Klaro nga na because most of us we try to ignore those important details, no? And we have a different perspective nga ginalanta in your study, and those are important, no? So that's a lot of work examined to do to have those comments. So thank you for that, Ma'am Par. So let's now hear an insight from Sir Jess. Sir Jess.
Hello, good morning from the group of Maynilyn, Ronilyn, Bernie, Maricar, and Rodel, to the panel members, to our dean, and to Dr. Albina. Good morning once again. So I just want to give also some inputs. Actually, most of the inputs you heard already from Ma'am Karen. My question only is this purely mobile application, or there is a combination of web application?
Mobile sa sir.
Mobile. Okay. If this is mobile, is the mobile application can cater this volume of data, especially the scheduling every time or most of the time it is changing the schedule, no? In one day, maybe there are changes, 1, 2, 3, or 4 changes, and then that will be recorded to your database. Remember that if that is mobile, database for mobile is quite limited compared to web. Okay, just a clarification only. If you feel that you can do it, then much better. But for me, I would also suggest that it's better if you're going to have a combination of mobile and web-based, no? Web-based as your server as the source of your information, especially on the end of the Valia card transit or the series liner, no? And then you will make it responsive so that anybody that will access to your application can view using your phone, or you are going to make a separate application just to fetch the information from the web server, and then that will be viewed to your mobile app, no? Because the problem in mobile application is that is quite kuan siya, every time og mobile application ang imuhang gamiton, medyo may pagka-static na siya, no? It needs some updates, no? So mura ra gyapon ang iyang situation is you just develop a web-based application and then make it responsive so that by the time that you're going to access the web using your phone, then everything that is if there are changes in the server in the end of the series liner, then that will be automatically feed to your page as the passenger, because the concern of this proposed system is only for scheduling. Okay, so in the end of the transit, that includes monitoring and reporting, including the scheduling. Okay, so that is only my point. So let's go to, I just want to make some comments on the scope and limitation. Naara ko'y gamay nakita dito. Okay. In your scope and limitation, you've mentioned HTML, PHP with CSS and Java. Okay. PHP with CSS and Java. If you're talking about mobile application, you cannot make a mobile app using HTML and PHP alone, no? So you need to have Android Studio, you need to have Eclipse or other mobile programming languages, no? But if it is a combination, that would be okay. Then you are going to mention some programming language that deals with mobile development. Okay. Another is sa inyong limitation, it only prioritizes users from Bayawan City, meaning gilimit ani mo. What if, di ba, ang mga passenger mo ato magdumagete mo ato different areas, no? Unsa pa gipasabot ani, meaning ang taga Bayawan City ray makagamit ani, or this is open to all because this is scheduling, no? Kasi taga Manila ko maka-access ko sa system, so that is not a limitation.
Yeah. It should be accessible to anyone yung musakay.
Accessible to anyone.
Oo, sir.
Okay.
Ang pasabot ra na, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Na, sir, kay ang schedule sa within a schedule sa series sa Bayawan.
Sa Bayawan
So
ka
it's
nga
not,
terminal.
it's not the user.
It's not the user.
Schedule of Bayawan City Terminal. So diha ra.
I think not even limited to Bayawan lang kay
Gani, pwede mo po siya ma-apply sa tanan.
It's not a
sir, pwede
limitation.
po.
Okay.
All right. So by this time, I just want to share my sample statement of the problem. I'm just going to share this. This is under revisions for the panel members. Now, I just want to share ang statement of the problem. Okay. Maklaro ra siya ninyo. I'm not very sure with the statement number 1, no? We are going to determine what is the current process of posting bus schedule of Valia Card Transit. No? So we're going to determine whether basig naa na sila existing, because in your related literature, maramog nag-mention of naa na existing, then you're just to upgrade. All right. Then next is, what are the problems encountered by the management in terms of bus scheduling, monitoring, and reporting. This is on the end of the management because they're going to have a scheduling and at the same time monitoring of their buses, what's the status. And then we have to include also the reporting. Okay. Then number 3, this is for the development of your system. What are the end user requirements needed in the development of the system in terms of the hardware and the software, the features? What are the features to be included in your system in order to achieve your objective? And then the last problem is we're going to assess our developed system in problem number 3 in terms of functionality, reliability, efficiency, maintainability, and portability. So we'll be using the ISO IEC 9126. Anaan tay sample sa questionnaire and then ang theory, no? We need to I don't know if we're going to change or you are going to replace your thumb. Murag nadungog na ko ni Sir Al kagahapon na we're going to, if possible, no, if possible, we will be using the ISO.
Yeah, yes sir,
Okay?
Jess. Yes sir, Jess.
Ah.
We will have it uniformly. It's much better ng ISO. So
Okay.
i-change itong
So,
tam.
katong tam ato ra to i-change, we'll have to change the ISO. Anyway, naa na tay sample questionnaire ani and then this is our problem that will derive to the questionnaire. So, maura na why we have to retain your katong dito sa inyong theory kani waterfall model, that is your guide in the development of the system. And then you're going to incorporate the theory of ISO. Okay, so I guess that is all for my inputs. Thank you very much and good morning once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you sir, Jess, now for those comments, mga suggestions. Let us now hear sa Sir Romnek. Sir Romnek, additional.
Yes, sir, Koy. Okay, so good morning once again. Okay, so far, I like the system. Okay, this is very useful for those commuters, okay, which is coming from different places here in Bayawan, Dumaguete, Basay, okay, and our neighboring cities. Okay, so I agree to the suggestion of Sir Sumadja, which is much better if system na lang, then you're going to make it responsive for the kaning iyahang database. Okay, it's because as what Sir just mentioned, limited lang yun ang storage with regards to the mobile app. Okay, so dili kita siguro ka expand. So, but if namagod ta, if atong kamo the system and then ato responsive, mas dali siya. Okay, and also depende ra po sa inyo ha, if inyo ba mo gamit pa pud mo og katong suggestion another suggestion na suggest nga system then with a combination of mobile app, pero sa akong part, sa akong lantaw murag doble naman yung trabaho. So with the time frame nga gihatag, murag mubo naman lang ang time sa paggama. So much better siguro if i-system na lang din ninyo and then responsive na lang. Okay? So if pwede sa inyo ang aside, sa may inyo ang take ani researchers. Okay, we want to clarify this one in order to make your program useful for the users. Can you do it responsive using system?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the suggestion. Amo ang planuhan, sir.
Okay, sa inyong planuhan. So kay depende sa inyo ha, asa inyo asa mas ganahan ninyo. Mag-mobile app mo, then mogama man pud mo system. Dito naman pud na ninyo i-link inyong kuan database. So much better if system na lang para usala lang, di ba? Dili na hassle sa inyong part kaduha inyong gamon system of kung kinsa may mogamaan ni inyong kuan inyong application or system ang galing inyong gamon.
Kami sir tinabangan na rami.
Okay, sige, kamo lang. This is very important that you are the one who are going to develop this one is because we are talking about the kuan kaning continuity of the functionality sa atong system. Okay, so dili lang man kay ingon nga karon lang for the purpose of our research propose our research kay para makagraduate ta dili lang yun ana. So we are focusing on the betterment of the koan society, which the one who are going to use this koan system or a mobile app. So kinahanglan ato siyang i-maintain. Okay, especially on the updates of the koan kaning routing sa ato ang series bus terminal. Okay, so kinahanglan kamo mismo maka-update kabalo mo ma-update sa inyong system or application. Okay, and that way the usability of our system is updated. Okay, and in the long run there should be mga suggestions or mga add-ons in your system or application, so dapat kana inyo na siyang i-maintain, inyo na siyang i-update. Okay, kay naman ko makita ang atong user nga for the betterment of your system. So paggamit pa nila karon nga na in the long run na sila makita nga pwede ninyo ni siya i-update sa inyong system, then you can update in order to make your system continue serving the purpose, di ba? Okay, so ingon ana, then sa inyong kuan sa inyong title, if magkuan mo mobile, dili lang dagay nato to ibutang tong system nga word, because system ang guna siya alone. Okay, lahi ang mobile app, lahi po ang system. Okay, so pwede na to siya na eliminate dagay siguro. And then sa reporting side, usually ang sa series terminal na sila reporting sa ilahang mga routing sa ilang series or unsang adlaw asa na maadto ana. So kinahanglan maka-print pud ta ani og data. Okay, apil na sa printing of data for record purposes of the koan company. Okay, so dapat naa po ni siya dito sa inyong system unya if system gyud inyo ipadayon nga gamon and make it responsive na lang. Okay, so for kuan po ni siya for the dapat po mag-agree po the rest of the panel if okay lang nga ingon ani ang side sa kuan sa inyo ha. Okay, so I will asking permission if okay lang ba Sir Koy? Pwede ra ba sir?
Yes, sa ganito, Sir Nick.
Kuan sir ba with a given time frame man good sa ato ang researchers katong gi-suggest una ni Sir kuan Sir Jess nga magama sila og system and mobile application, then i-link ra ang app nila dito sa system para ang ilahang storage dako-dako. Oo. And akong suggestion, if pwede, system na lang, then ilahan na lang i-responsive, then pwede ra man na siya makuha sa cellphone. Para
Yes,
usan na
pwede
lang.
po.
Para
Pwede
usan na
po.
lang, dili na hassle ba sa ilahang part.
Pwede po.
Okay, with the
Sort of
given time
rebase
frame,
siya.
with the given time frame, gamay naman lang good pud ang time. Kasi dili nila madala ba?
Mas convenient na para ana. I agree to that. Pero ganahan ko sila mo app. Okay ra po.
Pero depende sa ila sir.
The
Ako na
option
sila
is
gitaga tagana ko sila kay
Yes,
Liyaw.
pwede
Asa sila kuan mas madali. Nana.
sige.
Okay, sige. So I
It's
think
up to the it's up to the chair no
sir.
si Ma'am Carna niya mo final say on that.
Sige si Ma'am Car. Okay, so I think that's all for me. So please take note. And one thing also, please make sure nga kuan ha recorded ni ang ato ang kuan karon kay some of the students kuan last day nag-ask og kuan copy kay wala kuno sila naka-record. So much better if you have a recorded para ma-recall ninyo ang mga suggestions. Kay if mag-rely ra pud mo dito sa katong ipagbutang namo sa kuan yung manuscript, there are time nga malimot mi, dili na namo mabutang. Okay, please be guided na lang. Okay, sige, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, may I say something? Excuse. Concerning atong sa kuan ni Sir Romnick, ug asa convenient ang mga estudyante, walay problema. Just go on. Moingon lang kung di ko musugot or what. Pero ako okay lang, basta convenient ug asa ang kuan mga estudyante. Sayo nila or what. Pinakadali ug asa. Ilang kaya.
That was a good suggestion. Mas okay for you nga i-base nyo and make it responsive no kaysa mag-app. And anyway, for the future developers, they can make an app out of your system nga na-develop. Okay, so let's hear from Sir Albert. Good morning, sir. Sir Al. Siguro pa Sir Al, no?
Good morning. Sir Castillo, sir. Si Sir Castillo.
Sir. Yeah. Sir Giovanni, you have something to... Sir Giovanni?
Good morning, Sir Koy. Mayong buntag. Okay. I just lang need to say lang few kuan siguro suggest kuan lang siguro input lang, Sir Koy. I do appreciate no the mobile app that they plan to develop. It is most for me it's relevant, and I think nowadays because of pandemic it's for me most urgent. And yeah, it is very important because especially those travelers no outside of Bayawan and the rest of the neighboring cities. And ako I do agree with what Sir Jess and Sir Rumnik has just said no, that if possible if we can have it lang in kung system ang ma-develop then better because of the scope. And then if given the time, if they can incorporate it with also with the application, then that's fine. And that's it. Thank you, Sir Koy.
Okay, thank you, Sir Giovanni, for that. Let us now give time to Sir Al. Sir Al.
Good morning, everyone. My only concerns are about maintainability and sustainability students. May I know who and how the proposed project will be maintained and how likely that this project will be sustained in the long run? Proponents?
Sir, kadang it will be maintained, sir, by the tamang may mga naman ay so what do we call this kanang burag feedback that is, sir, about our system. And with that, sir, dira kami magkuha kung unsaon ang for the future na to update kung unsay tsada pa about sa among system or mobile. Kung unsa pa ipatsada, sir, na maka user friendly siya and sustainability cause kanang sir, kung happy lang ka user ang gamit, then if magka-more so we will amo ang paningkamutan nga amo gud siyang sir kanang on hand ni nga always na check about and user friendly siya, so magkadugay nga magamit siya, sir, and long last siya if more ang user.
Yeah, thank you for that response. Have you made an initial arrangement with the Car Transit Management, particularly in Bayawan, regarding the necessity or the importance of this project?
Sorry, sir, wala.
Wala pa gid, sir. Oh, not yet pa, sir.
Because you know, we have to face it that after completing this project and after graduation, you will no longer be the ones who will maintain the app or the system. So I would have wanted to know if there is a specific person in their office who could possibly do the maintenance of the system or of the app. Kay dili naman na siya outside, that's kuan naman outside naman sa inyong work na mag-maintain daily, as what was pointed out a while ago, that schedules of trips are changing almost on a daily basis, so they should be the ones who should do the maintenance. And in
Gani,
the
sir.
absence of a person in their management who will do the maintenance, so we also reduce the likelihood that the app will be used. Kay if the system or app is not anymore maintained, then the prospective users will not find the system or app usable anymore. So that's why I was raising a while ago the issue on sustainability. So what are your plans on sustainability and maintainability? I think somewhere in the manuscript, perhaps in the scope and limitation or in the methodology perhaps, I suggest you make a mention on how or who will maintain the system or app, and then how will it be sustained so that projects like this will really have a long-term utility, not only kuan siya, not only short-term. So what are your thoughts on those issues, proponents?
Sir, base mo ay mo ask me dito sa transit, sir, then kay nag-propose pa man ni sir, so wala pa mi kadto sa kay amo na then maybe karon sir mo ask me dito sa transit about sa imong concern, sir, and then kanang about sa kinsa nabay maka-maintain, and what if I base, sir, if mo kuan ganahan sila sa system and then na-ask like kuan from us or we will get kuan nila to maintain the system.
I see.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Admin.
Otherwise, okay naman, I'm good with this proposal, and the comments and suggestions of the other panel members are all valid and helpful. Thank you. Good morning once again.
Thank you, Sir
Thank
Al.
you so much, sir.
So with that now with the input of Sir Al on the sustainability, I guess, of the application or in the maintenance, I think may I suggest to the college that both the CSIT program will do something about it, like program policy with an additional requirement to the thesis na on their the after, no, the after, what do you call that, the maintenance, the sustainability of their application. So one of the process we will do there is katong we will turn over, right? We will turn over the applications, and we will add to that the sustainability on how we will do that. We will discuss on that, I think, no, para we'll make it a policy with their thesis, no, and including the presentation of their approve or their proposals to forums also. Thank you for that, Sir Al. And now let us hear, no, napade si Kwan, I'm sorry, si Sir John. Sir John Moses. Okay, Sir John, thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Okay, Sir Jess, can you show it again, Sir Jess Katong, your given statement of the problem?
Okay, sir.
Because this time we'll be identifying.
Makita na siya, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I believe that we will be using this statement of the problem given by Sir Sumadja, no? Now, let's proceed to question numbers 1 and 2. So, for questions numbers 1 and 2, I think the one that will be answering this one will be the management man, sir, no? Ang management may mga
Hello,
answer
hello,
ano
sir.
sa kuan sa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Management ni.
Okay. Okay, so the question now is, kaning sa number 1, what is the current process of posting bus schedules? I think this will be answered man by their manager lang man siguro, no? Kay it's either kaning manual or computerized because their staff could not answer this, ano? And then kaning number 2, what are the problems encountered by the management in terms of unsa man ni siya, sir, kining can this be answered by kuan lang man sa kaning sa manager, or should we include the kuan, should we include the staff
Pwede
also?
itong kuan, sir, katong dispatcher nila, sir. May naam na sila dispatcher diha. So ang dispatcher may mugama sa schedule ana. Pwede ra po siya. It's either manager or the dispatcher sa terminal.
Okay, so kuan naman, no? Usa ra man siguro na dayon, usapod ka pila man kabuk lang dispatcher so that we could identify the number of
Usa ra siya,
respondents
sir.
or the number of people. Okay, so usa lang, so most likely kinang number 1, number 2 murag 2 respondents lang ni sila sa management, no? And then kaning number 3 and number 4, sir, who will answer this one? Especially kaning number 4, what is the level of software? Ang unsay answer ani?
Ang kuan, sir, end user requirements, pwede po siya ang katong sila o ang dire sa technical, sir. Ang giistoryahan diri nga end user requirements, ang features dapat nga ma-include sa system development to achieve the objective.
Okay. So therefore, number 1 and number 2 respondents lang gihapon ng number 3, no?
But then number 3, sir, number 3, sir, pwede nga mo-appeal as CSIT ani because on the technical part, pwede man siya mo hatag siya input.
Oo. So, kamo na may makuha na identify kay mo na may. And then ang number 4, sir, kanilang what is the level of software? Kinsa mo answer ni sir, di ba katong maning questionnaire nga katong na level, no? Katong I think
sa
5
pag-test
kabo,
na.
no?
Pag-test na sa
Kinsa mo answer ani, sir?
Same yapon, sir, ang management o ang CSIT.
Okay. So same lang gihapon. Okay ha. For numbers 1 and 2, katunig sa management, and then ang number 3 and number 4, the management, and then the CSIT.
CSIT. Yes.
No?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sige. So moro to siya. And then ang for your formula in kuan katong statistical tool niyo yung gamiton for number 4 is katurang yung gi-show katong sa weighted mean lang siya atong sa last. So again, do not copy paste the formula, no? So you have to encode that one. So okay na tato ha. So number 1 and number 2, the management, your respondents, and then number 3 and number 4, the management, and then the CSIT department. And then so far mo lang man to siya. Now kuan lang an addition lang as a commuter, no? So kuan siya, your project is good, no? You can yung project as a commuter because we can really see the schedule of the kuan, the service bus liner, no? And then ang kuan lang is if ever kung pwede lang, suggestion lang, can you include the kuan kaning service bus number? Kanang di ba naman ay number, no? So that we could track also the number, especially kay ang kalagmitan man gud is most likely na yung mga bilin nga mga gamit or mga important things, no? And then ang uban na is ipang post lang man sa Facebook kung sa ilang nasakin ang nga time. So much better if kung pwede lang ninyo ma-include yung system ang number, pwede lang ba na siya, no? As a commuter lang ba, suggestion lang siya dili
Part na siya
Oo.
sir sa paggaman
So-
sa schedule, bus number, the driver, and then the conductor nga
Ah,
on board.
Oo, sir.
Dapat masulod
okay.
na siya sa database na.
Yes, that's good.
And then the
Sige,
time.
so mas maayo. Sige, so far mo lang to siya, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Sir Jan. No? Thank you, Sir Jan.
Sir,
That's
ko i-add, sir, with regards
sige,
sa
sige,
katong
sir.
kuan, sir. With regards sa katong kuan ni Sir Asuelo, much better pod if atong i-added to ang inquiry sa tuang system in which the kuan commuter can inquire if asa na ang bus karon kay na siya nabilin nga mga gamit or something para ma-aware pod ang management. Ana. So mura
Okay,
siya
that's part of the monitoring in the end of the management learning.
Yeah.
Monitoring.
So ana siya para convenience pod ang kuan system.
Okay. Or that is one of the important feature, no, ato ma-insert to the system. No, important feature siya kay like you want to inquire or you want to report na kay nabilin, then the details there are like the number of bus. Wala ka kabalo sa number of bus, ang time na departure dito, no, and the destination. So the management now has a way to track, no. And then at the same time the commuter has also a way to follow up sa iyang kuan. Or pwede siya butatog feature no nga the user or the commuter will sort of mo onboard siya, no, nga ni onboard siya ani so naa to sa system nga mo to yang nasakyan katong mga record pwede sina, no, para tracking niya, no.
Pwede pod ma-notify ang
Murag.
answer ko eh. Pwede pod ma-notify ang bus gyud mismo. Nga maka-receive sila og kuan nga naay information nga naay nabilin diha kay para malantaw nila dayon ba kay wa ta kabalo ang mga ubang pasahero makuha ang kuan. So ma-notify ang either ang katong kuan conductor or ang driver.
So
para ma-secure dayon ang kuan.
We will add provisions, no, nga pwede ka direct sa driver, no, or sa conductor nga bus. So ana lang sa matter of scheduling.
So ang case ani Sir Cox, this is not only web based but this ang kuan ani is online gid siya. Online.
Yes. Online
siya.
Online gina siya.
Okay.
Mas maayo na, mas gamit siya, no, mas gamit not only scheduling, no.
Gamit
Well, in fact, total na naman ang system, we'll just add that feature, no. I think wala pa po na gainana.
Siguro 100% or 99% dawaton mo na sa series kay channel din ang kuan.
So
idea.
We have practiced it already nga mas pancha. Nice, no, kay I think wala gainana. So addition or wala na final na to, no. So those are the comments. We will follow up on that to the group, no. We'll follow up on that. Anyway, there is a stage there, no, sa survey ang part na for the CSIT on the system requirements. We will give you the input on that, no, coming from the CSIT. Okay, so thank you, no, thank you for the group. Yes, Ma'am Car.
How about the title? Final na ba to siya? Kay mura gipakuan ko ang
yes,
system and then the word CL mobile.
So what can you suggest, ma'am? Before that, no, I think it's not CL, no, kay Balyakar mo na ilang ginagamit siguro.
Balyakar na siya.
I read sa panel.
Suggestion sa body. Sir Romnick.
Ako suggestion ato ma'am, kuhaon lang to either ang application or ang katong system. If asa ilahang convenient nga gamon og system sila, so retain na to tong system, then kuhaon na to tong application. Pero og duha, so you need to provide a combination sa ilang title
siguro, I have in mind
sige, sir.
Balyakar, then series bus liner system. Series di pa nato
online scheduling system, diba, sir?
Pwede pod.
Balyakar Transit online scheduling system. Okay ba?
Mingon ta online scheduling, marag ang point na to ana is ang mo schedule is not on site. Pwede niya ma-access online. Or bisag dili na nato i-online scheduling system lang siguro or taman. Pwede po online para
Pwede ra
mas
pod, pwede ra pod
Pwede ra
sa.
po do wala ra online sir kay pwede man maka-install ang mga
Ay.
kuan user nga dili online then maka-view sila sa katong kuan
sige sige.
data then pag maka-online na sila iha pa mo update ang data ang kuan mo
Okay.
application.
Taysa sir Nick, taysa. Ato i-clarify sa niha. Meaning katong imong point that includes mobile application.
Oo, katong ilang mobile lang gamiton nga nato.
So I
Pero
guess we have to finalize this if there is a combination of mobile application and the
kinahanglan
web
gud siya, sir.
base
Para makuha nato
kay
sila.
para may direction na sila, no?
Oo.
Kay if naa siya mobile application, pwede sila mag-offline but then they are not updated with the current schedule. Unless there is an update available over the internet. But if that is only web-based and online scheduling, then anytime na nasa internet, that they can view that using their phones.
Oo, ana lang.
Sige, okay lang, no? Ato ibutan to, Balyakal Transit, Series Bus Online Scheduling, Series Bus Liner Online Scheduling System. Manto, no?
Okay.
Balyakal Transit.
Series Bus Liner Online Scheduling System.
Online scheduling
system. Pwede.
system. So, Balyakal Transit Service Bus Liner Online Scheduling System.
Pwede na.
Sige, go.
So, okay na, no? Okay na ang tanan?
Sige, system
okay
na
na.
inyong gamon kuan guys, system na. I-kuan lang ninyo, inyo lang i-responsive.
Okay,
system.
okay na na.
Sige, may say something pa.
Sige.
Wala na, no? Okay na? Wala na po yung mga revisions.
If you want to add, sige pa.
Okay, anyway. So on behalf of the panel of members, I would like to congratulate the proponents of the title, Balyakal Transit Service Bus Liner Online Scheduling System. So their proposed system project is now for me is now accepted with revisions.
Okay, so that's it now. That's the concluding part now from the
agree.
chairman. So, dili mo maglisod masayo na ang inanaon ninyo. So that's a collaborative effort and we come up to that. So something also we will look forward to. Okay, Nastya. Now the next group to present is entitled the daily monitoring for possible COVID symptoms for Negros Oriental State University and students and instructors when face-to-face classes open. So the leader is Amy Omania and the members are Stephanie, Roche, Jean Rose, and Jisaira Aim. So you may start now whenever you are ready, Amy, or will present. First, may I remind now, as much as possible, open your camera. Show yourselves. Kaya sa ako naman na paggrado, natulog na ang upan. Sige, ayos in attendance. Jean Rose. Where is Tiffany? Jisaira. There's Jisaira. That's good. Roche Bautista. And Amy. Sige, go ahead. Ayaw off yung cam.
Sir, please give us a minute to prepare.
Start na Eme, naka-mute ka. Unmute, i-unmute. Okay.
Okay, so good morning, panelists. We're very sorry for the delay because we're still fixing our shared screen through our laptop, and we are very worried about the internet connection at our place as of now. So we're very, very sorry. Let's start. We will present today our research proposal entitled The Daily Monitoring for Possible COVID Symptoms for Negros Oriental State University, Bayuan Santa Catalina campus students and instructors when face-to-face classes reopen.
A novel coronavirus named 2019 nCoV or 2019 novel coronavirus or COVID-19 by the World Health Organization, which was first identified amid an outbreak of respiratory illness cases in Wuhan City.
Okay.
Okay, we save time, we'll save time. Sige, next slide, please.
We would like to explain them.
Okay, so
Sige.
for statement of the problem, the purpose of this study is to have a daily monitoring system for a possible COVID-19 symptoms for the students of Negros Oriental State University, Bayuan Santa Catalina campus when face-to-face classes reopen. Specifically, this study aims to answer the following questions. First, how is daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms affects the students of Norso Bayuan when face-to-face classes reopen? What is the impact of daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms for the students and instructors of Norso BSC in terms of health security? What is the level of effectiveness of daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms in the reopening of face-to-face classes of Norso Bayuan? How is daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms be helpful to the safety of Norso Bayuan when face-to-face classes reopens? For the significance of the study, this study is deemed to significant to the Commissions on Higher Education or the CHED, to the Department of Education, to the school administrators, to the instructors, to the future researchers.
Scope and limitation. The study focused on the daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms for Negros Oriental State University, Bayon Santa Catalina campus, students and instructors when face-to-face classes reopen. The study will be conducted at Norso BSC during the school year of 2021-2022. This study will use a 10 items researcher-made questionnaire as data gathering tool. The respondents will be 35 students and will take 7 students every college department and 5 instructors in Negros Oriental State University by one Santa Catalina campus. The definition of terms is included to further the knowledge and to fully understand by the researcher and the readers.
So under the definition of terms, we have defined some of the difficult words or the not familiar words under our definition of terms, that it is to ensure that our readers will understand the component of our study. For the theoretical framework, digital technologies are becoming part of public health work, and practical implications of any successful pandemic prevention are considerable. COVID-19 pandemic infection and rates may slow down in countries with robust vaccination coverage in the near future. The daily monitoring system for possible COVID symptoms for Negros Oriental State University BSC campus for instructors and students when face-to-face classes reopen, which is the title of our research. This type of tool will assist us in becoming safer in our daily lives, particularly when face-to-face classes reopen. The purpose of this is to collect every instructor's and student's health profile upon entering the campus. It is database managed by an admin, which are the researcher. We will be using separate temperature scanner to check the instructors and students' temperature before inputting the details to the database. By the admin in charge and checking all the information every day, they have the right to report and request for any students with health malfunction to isolate or keep distance to others. This system should be a requirement to enter the campus for all students and instructors of Norso Bayawan Santa Catalina campus. The COVID-19 called the suspension of all of the classes at all levels since 2020. It started on March 2020, and until today, there is only limited face-to-face classes approved at primary and secondary level, but not yet at the college level. So we are proposing this research with the research paradigm. In the process, we have here our input. The input first is the collection of data, then field monitoring for possible COVID symptoms for Negros Oriental State University perceived by students and instructor profile. Under it is name, optional only, sex, age, the department, and we would like to add the scanning of body temperature, asking questions if either they are experiencing cough, fever, or sore throat, and if they are close or any moment they have been close to person with illnesses. So in the process, we have here the planning and designing the system, survey through group-made questionnaire, unstructured interview, observation, statistical analysis, and then deploy the daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms to the respondents. For the output, we need to assess the system and users' feedback, improving needed areas. Conclusion 4, know what is the impact of daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 for NORSU BSc instructors and students when face-to-face classes reopen.
This present study will be an applied research because it intends to apply the output, which is the daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms, to help the specific issue or problem, thereby making a positive impact in the lives of people in Negros Oriental State University. Based on the type of data, the study will be quantitative in nature because it will involve measurements of data. It will present research findings in numerical form. As to the purpose, this study will be both descriptive and developmental because we'll describe the requirements needed in the development of application as well as the evaluation of the system after it will be implemented. This study will be a systematic way of studying design, developing, and evaluating the effectiveness of the application with numbers, statistics, and words and meanings. The study will be conducted at Negros Oriental State University, which is located in Bayawan Santa Catalina campus. The researcher chose Norso Bayawan Santa Catalina campus as the locale of the study since the respondents are students and instructors of the university. The figure below is the map showing the location of Negros Occidental State University Bayawan Santa Catalina campus.
For the research respondents, the respondents of the study will include 35 students, 7 students in each college department, and 5 instructors from Negros Oriental State University, Bayawan Santa Catalina campus for the school year 2021-2022. They can help us with our study and support to improve our research. In investigating the daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms as a way to have a safer reopening of classes, the researcher will focus
probably one of the member na dia ga-open pod, one lang i-open, no? Or one lang ang i-open ang mic. Okay. Again.
Okay, okay, sir. Sorry.
Okay na, sige.
Sorry. So, the researcher will focus more on the personal answers with primary respondents and research studies that as in the questionnaires as a research instrument to gather and collect data in the said respondents. The students and instructors of NORSU Bio 1 will be the respondents to our research. The use of survey questionnaire. The questionnaires are consisting of unstructured questions, which the respondents will have freedom to provide answers in their words and can even express their opinions from direct options provided in the questionnaire. The survey is planned attempt to analyze, interpret, and report the present status of respondents. They will validate the respondents' analysis and interpretation of data. The use of library and computer techniques. It is one of the most common and efficient instruments used by different researchers. The researchers also used related literature, which include books, journals, websites, and other similar studies. One of the fastest sources of information today is the internet. This is reliable data can be gathered through this instrument.
Data gathering procedure. On the data collection process, the researchers will seek approval from the school campus administrator of Negros Oriental State University through sending a communication letter with prior notion and recommendation from the researcher advisor, the program head of the College of Arts, and the campus director to allow the administering and retrieving of questionnaires to form the instructors and students of the said school. This will ensure the participation and the involvement of the school. With the approval of the college director, the researchers will gather the respondents in the respective room section and oriented the respondents about what they were about to do. After that, they were asked to answer the questionnaires, and after the respondents fully answered, the researcher will collect and secured all the data and treated it confidentially. The researcher asked the respondents regarding their struggles in new learning system and will also ask about their insights in the reopening of classes by ensuring their safety through the system daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms. Evaluation questionnaire. How will daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms affect the students of Norso Bayawan, Santa Catalina when face-to-face classes reopens? What is the impact of daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms to the students and the instructors of Norso BSC in terms of health security? Is daily monitoring for possible symptoms will ensure the safety of the students and teachers? If yes, then elaborate. What is the level of effectiveness of daily monitoring system for possible COVID-19 symptoms in the reopening of face-to-face classes of Norso BSC? How is daily monitoring for possible COVID-19 symptoms be helpful to the safety of Norso BSC when face-to-face classes reopens? How do you consider the daily monitoring system able to strengthen the capacities of Norso BSC in safer planning of opening the face-to-face classes? How do you consider the proposed system progress so far?
And that's all, sir. Thank you.
Sir Franco.
About the COVID symptom. Let us hear no sa input ni Ma'am Carr.
Okay, to the group. Again, morning everyone. Now, personally, I like your proposed study, especially your intention. Your proposed study also is useful, very useful when face-to-face classes are permitted. However, it is inadequately crafted. So please allow me to share my comments. So I am appealing sa panel members. We will help this group na magwa pa ni ilang studies because when I attended the guidelines for katong sa CHED, na pag one of the requirements kaning to check the instructors and students sila mga symptoms na very kuan kay siya kanang trabahoso kaayo especially if it's done manually. So muna akong comments. Pero kayo siya ikuan. Okay. Ato ning pagwapahan. Ganahan ko ni siya nga mahimo makuan din siya ma-realize siya. But then so natay mga comments lang Please omit the header. Okay? Sa inyong sa title page use single spacing for diri sa title page, and then again use the format suggested by the College of Arts and Sciences. And then the title is quite long, so needs revision. Although the title should not contain more than 12 words, I asked Sir Al, this is according to EPA, but then dili ko siya fast rule o kinahanglan ko siya taas, pwede siya, pero we will follow this not contain more than 12 words. So ang sako alang pwede nato siya pa-move on. So for example, pwede ra nato di nato siya spell out ang Negros Oriental State University Bayawan Santa Catalina campus. Why? Because you can actually define this in the definition of terms sa operational terms. So ang wala lang gid kay na balay ninyo ay akong ginabulong ang inyuhang bitong pagsaysay sakto ang inyong pagsaysay pero sa unod sa inyuhang manuscript wala ninyo gibutang mo na ko ang gibulong, so wala ninyo gisite unsa ba ni siya apps or kuan. So pwede siya ni siya ibutang COVID monitoring system or app for instructors and students of NORSU BSc, as simple as that. So ma'am, kaning face-to-face classes reopen, inyo na siyang i-describe gina sa rational or asa ninyo siya mabutang. Okay? Sakuan na siya nga end. The rest of the group can actually suggest. Now, use Arial for the entire document, the single spacing. Now here, as I check your rationale, it is 46% plagiarized, and 46 of your texts are this one. Gikuha ninyo sa introduction to COVID-19. So makita gyud nato now kini wala gyud nyo gisaysay So okay, na justify na siya. Then please double space Font size of title headings must be 12, must have uniform font face, bold sa title okay na siya. And then context 12. Diri gyapon sa inyong body, sa inyong content that is Arial. Now in writing the rationale of the study, the first few lines of the rationale provide the background of the topic to heighten the reader's curiosity. Okay? So a detailed summary of the problem and what the study would tackle. And then use bibliographic citations to strengthen the reasonings for conducting the study. Then the purpose of the study and how it will be utilized further. Then writing should be as concise as possible. Then a few lines also discuss the impact of the intended research and its implications and impact in the real world. So dinhi more or less inyo rang gikuan is more on lang siya kabahin gyud sa COVID. So wala na to, pero sa inyong pag-discuss ganina ni Guwas no nga unsa inyong intentions na wala ninyo gid. So ibutan ninyo in view of this, the researchers' motivation to conduct these studies to ensure the instructors and students and safe. So unsa siyang ano siyang ma-safe? Unsa man inyong gamon para ma-safe sila? Okay, nganong motivated man mo no to conduct this study? So we also be a break, no? Plus, this study will also be the way to break the limitation of students who enter. So wala din kini siya, wala dili na to makita dinhi. It's more on ang katurang gi-claim no diri sa mga previews ng mga scholars nga di-cite unsa ang COVID. So please no i-enhance na to siya. Once that you have crafted well your rationale, it will the rest no will follow. So kini mo ikuha na no kanang i-follow na to lines, the rationale provide background. And then dinhi. So si Sir sumadya po na to atong pakuanan ana no sa statement of the problem. So the purpose no to have daily monitoring system for possible symptoms. Dili makita siya dinhi giunsaon ninyo siya pag monitor. So significance of the study, okay ra po ni siya, fine for the CHED kay CHED magiga ko ang department nganong na-appeal din si Department of Education. Open faces the results they can be. Okay, may I know the proponents why you include the Department of Education?
We included Department of Education, ma'am, kay na this system can be useful also to the secondary level if either mag-expand siya. Dili lang siya for nurse, so pwede siya magamit as basis for secondary level.
Okay. Sige ha, pero okay, pwede po siya. So meaning, you have to let the DepEd people. Sige, very positive siya. Students, instructors, and future researchers. Okay, dinhi, wala sa dinyo gibutang. So explain, ako po ni Usbon na po, no? Explain the limitation of the apps or your system, unsa ni siya, app or system?
It's a system, ma'am.
System check. Wala magunin niyo siya gikon kanina sa pagkuan ninyo pag na-rate you narrated well, pero sa inyong paper wala siya ni appear, no? So explain the limitation of the system, what the system can do or capable and not capable of performing. And then definition of terms again, no operational definition, ang inyong i-define katong inyong title. Muna ito siya ikuan, ngano to siyang unsa imong sa pasabot sa COVID, unsa nang system. Okay, unsa nang NORSO BSc since nga to siyang gi-abbreviate. So NORSO BSc, Negros Oriental State University. So kung unsa ning instructors, unsa inyo pasabot sa instructors, unsa inyo pasabot sa students. Okay? Okay, so what is the theoretical basis of your proposed system? Okay? Kini siya naani siya ikon ko ano from kang sir, naani siya standard ninyong i-follow, no? And then sa inyong hapong conceptual. Kani inyong data ninyo dapat mo relate ni siya dito sa inyong statement of the problem. Manong asa mo nangunga aning profile, the sex, age, department. Wala man ninyo siya di-declare sa inyong statement of the problem. Okay, so the process, dako ba siyang usbon, no, sa inyong And then review and related lit. So I will provide the matrix as a reference in writing the related literature. And then please observe, and there must be 10 related literature. And then by paragraphs, okay, by pag magama na ninyo, ma-follow nitong matrix, kaning inyong pagkataas-taas nga related literature, mugamay na siya, by paragraph na siya. And please observe indentation po sa per paragraph. Okay, I will leave this no kaning mga sa methodology to the experts no on this matter. And also, please no halos lagi tanan ninyo lisod. Hoy, IT biya mo, you should learn how to input this no naa ni siya gibutang insert and then naa diri sa kaning equation. Ina na ka simple. O click insert equation and then dili ninyo ma-type. Ang inyong halos na di-copy paste ninyo. IT biya mo. Okay? So do not just simply copy and paste the image. So kini dako ni siya nga sulbahonon. And also sa margin also you can have 1.5 left, 1 inch sa taas, 0.5 sa ilalom for the footer, and then 1 inch also sa right. 1.5 sa left, it's because kay inyo pa manang sa gitawag na i-bind. Okay, so this is not the matrix for the review of related lit. So that's all from my end, and I'll give you to the rest of the panel members. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Meticulously examined na mga kuano and arrive to that comments no na honestly wala gud ang kuano niyo inyong proposal because it's hard to understand how will you do that no sa inyong gamiton or sa ang system. Let us hear more sa on the comments of the other panel members. Maybe we can have it collectively and arrive to a better or improved proposal na mas klaro. Let us welcome Sir Jess.
Hello, good morning to the group of Bautista, Garaygay, Omania, Pedrosa, and Torres. Now your proposal is a daily monitoring for possible COVID symptoms, blah, blah, blah. Your title is medyo taas-taas, maybe we could finalize or we could refine your title later. But then my question is, this is talking about the health monitoring system or the health monitoring of NORSO BSC. It's not only concerning with students, but all of the people that is trying to get into the campus. No, we're going to have the monitoring. So maybe this includes the entrance. Okay, so or this will be situated, your program will be situated at the entrance of the campus, no? Because what's the purpose of monitoring the health of the people inside if you are already inside? So the problem of prevention is also an issue. I would like to suggest that this proposal, if this will be pushed through, then we need to have a temperature scanner. No? So sa karon, maybe I'm not so sure if naiga-exist nga system, but then as of now, naatay temperature scanner. And then mora na siya pagawan mo logbook ta. Okay? So I guess it's better that you're going to incorporate the logs of students or the person who is coming into our campus. So that is why it is not only health, but then it would involve logs or logbook and health monitoring. So another is, so when talk about entrance, so pagsulod na to, pag check na to sa temperature, because in your title alone is COVID symptoms, no? COVID symptoms. Ang common na gud nato ma-detect sa symptoms if mogamit ta og system is temperature. Because murag wala pay kuan kay nga ga-exist nga pagsulod sa usa ka person sa gate ma-detect niya nga gaubo siya or kuan or unsa iyang gibati, no, aside from temperature. So that is why I'm suggesting that you're going to have a temperature scanner. Another is we need to have another QR code scanner. No? QR code scanner, that is for us to let the people to get into the campus to be registered in the system so that we could monitor. No? Kinsay ni sulod, pila yung temperature. Nga na siya. So, that is only my point of view or the overview suggestion for your system proposed. And then I just want to share some points on your statement of the problem. We'll just revise siguro gamay. I have to give you suggestion, and this will still under the approval of the panel. So let me share. So this will be my proposed my suggestion for your statement of the problem. No? So what is the current COVID-19 monitoring system of NORSO BSC? Of course, obviously, medyo makaingon nga naa manual or computerized, but then that is to document, that is to prove that the respondent identify that we are using manual or we are using computerized, because that would be a justification whether we are going to develop a system, or if that is computerized, that would be the basis if we are going to improve the existing system. Okay, next is what is the current process of health monitoring of NORSO BSC. Okay. Oh. Teka, murag na doble ni siya, no? We'll just proceed to number 3. Na-mislock na ko ni siya. Ako rin i-review later, no? So we'll just proceed to number 3 problem. What are the current problems encountered in student, or i-remove na to niya ni, it's not because it's not only student, encountered in health monitoring system, health monitoring in terms of, first is detection, second is prevention, and the third is management, no? Because kinahanglan nato na siya unsa nato pag-detect. Kung na-detect siya unsaon pag-prevent sa inyong system or sa current system nga gamit ron. Dayon unsaon pag-manage. Then the next is what are the end user requirements, no? Unsay mga requirement sa end user to address the needs of health monitoring if you are going to develop the system. So that is on the part of hardware and the software. And last problem is we will be using ISO. The same. These are all the same for mga web-based programming or any proposals ng inyong gikuan. We are implementing ISO IEC. Okay, so we have to include this. What is the level of software quality, internal and external factors using these particular parameters, no? Atong i-assess ang atong system using this parameter, the functionality, na questionnaire equivalent for functionality, na questionnaire equivalent for reliability, efficiency, maintainability, and portability. That is to determine whether our system is really effective and addressing the needs. Okay? So, of course, sa ato ang theoretical, dapat makita ni si ISO. No? In your theoretical ay wala kayo ko kaklaro o kung sa inyong igamit, asa ninyo gi-anchor inyong study. But then I would suggest that you're going to include ISO, and you have to pair that whether you're going to use waterfall model or rapid application model, rapid application development model. That is in the rapid application development or waterfall model, that is on the process of the development of the system. And the ISO will be the process of testing the effectivity of your system. Okay, so I guess that would be all for my input. I will give this back to Sir Abikibel. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Sir Jess. No? Thank you, Sir Jess, for the addition. Yes, no, the proposed system the scope is too large. Try to imagine you will be using many input options here. The sensor for the temperature and another sensors for other COVID symptoms detection. So from here, we are giving the proponents now an opportunity to think about it if it is doable for their end. So let us hear the input of Sir Romnick. Sir Romnick.
Yes, Sir Koy. Okay, good morning once again. Good morning, proponents.
Good
All
morning,
right.
sir.
So, as I hear your proposal, so it is quite complex since mag-deal man gud ta og mag-deal man gud ta og sensors to detect the kaning temperature sa ato ang students and the other thing. Okay, so unsa may inyuhang mga unsa may inyuhang device na gamiton with regards to this? Naaba mo ay Naaba mo mga sensor which can detect the temperature of the the person?
In our kuan sir, amo ang kuan na mogamit ra gyapon katong body temperature ba nga ginagamit sa like mosulod ta sa mga mall
Scanner.
and sa mga big establishment. Then i-input siya sa system. Bali kuan kanang i-fully monitored gini siya sa admin.
Okay. So sensor lang sa katong scanner sa
Yes, sir.
temperature.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're going to incorporate this one. So naamoy sensor and then the system. So sensor will be connected to the system so that the data which is coming from the user is going through the system. So ang na to ani is can you sama naman. Can you assure that the scanner can detect directly to the symptoms of COVID-19? Since dili magud nato dayon makuan ang symptoms, especially if ang tao is nasa gawas, and then right akuan pa man na siya 2 to 3 days ay pa na to makita ang symptoms, di ba? So dili man ingon nga right after kasulod ang tawo mak-detect na to dayon. So we need a device which can detect directly if naa ba siya ikuan. Kay if ato ang i-detect lang is ang temperature, which is iglantan ba siya or wala ba. So our system is not reliable. Kay kuan man, what if nakahalubilo na to siya dito og nanay COVID. Unya kanang adlaw nisulod pud siya sa to ang campus, what will happen to us? Diba? So to think of it, dili siya ma-detect sa ato ang scanner alone is because wala pa man siya symptom kay bago pa man. So adto na mo gawas ang symptom 2 to 3 days. So what is your point on sa may inyong take on that? Sana to na siya pag-address.
Sa under sa mong sa paradigm the study naman sir na pud may gibutang good sir nga interview and kuan katong ask og questions. So upon entering kung pagsulod pa lang sa campus mangutana jud me or may interview jud pa kung are they feeling well or are they feeling may na feel sila nga if ever ana.
Yeah, pero ang concern is like for example, dito sila gikan sa crowded place. Then adto sila after that time, adto sulod sila sa Norso. Unya wala pa man sila gibati nga lain silang lawas. Okay pa man ilang lawas kay usually ang symptoms sa COVID dili pa man na siya gyud mogawas dayon. So take time to to detect sa symptoms gyud. So unsaon man nato na siya pag-kuan address. Kay as what I have observed na napay nakita a device from sa to siya nga lugar mura nato sa US nga mura siya og kanang scanner na makita gud ang whole body sa tawo, then makita ang upan sa iyahang system o sa iyahang ang body gud niya murag iyang i-detect. Then I don't know kung sa to siya ngalan nga device, mo to siya ang ginagamit dito, which is ang sa ato adere mo gamit ra taw scanner nga mo detect lang sa kuan, mo detect lang sa temperature, which is dili siya reliable. Sir Koy, naa ba kayo nabalaan sir nga laing nga device sir?
Actually, wala good sir, no? Honestly, no, let's make it shorter, no? Dito maglibot-libot. It seems impossible ni ang kuan, ang inyong, it's not doable ang inyong i-propose. Because when it comes to sensors, naroon tayo mga temperature, mga existing mga check on that. And pwede na siya if you have laid out the gap, no, with the existing, then with your proposed, pero we cannot see that, no, we cannot see that. In my end, I think the group will think of another one, another proposal. Kay it seems no wala ipaingnan siya for me, no, based on their documents, no, wala nila na layout na what they are trying to make besides, di ba?
Sorry. I say something. I would like to say something. Okay. Now, the proponents, actually, may good ilang intention. Galing kay, dear students, no, as you have heard the suggestions of Sir Sumadja and Sir Romney, there are a lot of, is it tawag na? Medical ba na siya, no? Medical instruments, things or
devices, ma'am.
Mga devices, no?
Needs.
Okay. So, daghan good siya i-consider. So, ang pag-detect na the researcher made mention nga mo question pa siya. So, if that would be the case, mawala ang essence sa inyong gi-propose nga system. Okay, what we want here is kinahanglan ang inyong system mo cater na siya. No nga, no need na ta moingon nga uy unsa man ka pila imong okay mingon na naka-meet lang pud mo nga mo take mo og temperature and then murag sakto ba na akong pag-interpret and then i-transfer sa system and then manual lagi hapon. So daghan siya kuan, so murag mabutang gyud siya nga dili useful, no? So dako gyud siya nga scope. So one thing is mamalita atong mga devices. So amo pangutana, kaya ba? Kaya ba nga mopalit pa ta atong mga devices? No? Kay inyo man nang i-provide na piladahan ng mga thermal scanner, mga devices sa mga pang-medical. No, sa tungtong kang let's be practical. No, nice gid unta. Nice gid inyo hang kuan galing kayo. Motong paghanay lang gid ninyo sa inyong study. Dili gid siya gid na balay pag-ayo. Although sige nabutang na to inyong point. Mo to inyong kuan nga mukuha ta i-transfer sa system manual ra gihapon. Okay? So ug mangutan na ta mo interview pa ta, dili gyapon siya applicable. Dili gyapon siya makatawag nga ang inyong system. Ana kay mangutana pa man ta. So what we want here is ang system mismo mo detect nga asya gilantan inani kuan na, 'di ba? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Romney. Okay,
yes,
so
yes,
sige. That's my kuano, my opinion. Sige.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I see something.
Yes, Sir Sus.
Ang naka-problem ako dani sa ilang proposal is they are talking about COVID-19 symptoms. And the only symptoms that the system can detect is only the temperature. So I
Yeah.
guess ato siyang ikuha na ng COVID-19.
Symptom.
We have to make it general. Health monitoring only. Then our scope is only detecting the temperature. So aside from health monitoring, because this is actually useful if ma-realize ni siya, no? I just want you to add kuan ka ng logs lagi sa entrance, student entrance, no? Mura ba siya NORSO BSc entrance and health monitoring because diya sa entrance sa implementation na unya ang sa risk management dagwayan na kinahanglan magud na siya na personnel nga assigned diya sa gate that when your system detects a person entering the campus or the gate, nakadetect siya og taas ang imong temperature, i-limit na siya in a particular temperature, ang inyong system dapat mo alarm. Okay? Pag mo alarm ang system, that is to let the personnel in the health department to do something in prevention. So naa na siya, before ka mosulod, kung mo alarm na siya ang inyong system, meaning taas imo ang temperature. So dalon ka sa usa ka area nga makapahuway ka. Manual na siya intervention. Pero kung dili mo alarm, ang sunod ana, mo scan ka sa imuhang ID using your QR code or something. And that's the time nga i-record ang imuhang logs nga nisulod ka sa campus. So meaning, you have already the record nga nisulod ka sa campus. Okay? Ang issue ana security or pwede na to ipadala atong ID nga lahi nga tawo. Ang feature sa inyong system, I would suggest when you scan your ID using the QR code or whatever is that, dapat makita sa gwardiya dito sa monitor ang nawog nimo, ang imong picture o ang imo ma-compare siya dito sa tawo nga nisulod. So that is a confirmation, that is to avoid nga kanang mga security issues, no? Nga
To
pwede
make sure,
padala
sir, just kuha na lang face scanner recognition. Kaya naman tayo face scanner recognition para
pwede po
sigurado
o
yun.
possible.
Mo lagi na.
If that is not possible, we could have mo to say replacement nga dito ang sa gwardiya na i-monitor dito nga when you scan your ID, i-search man na imong ID number, that will be linked to your profile. Makita imong naong dito sa monitor ug ikaw bago nang nisulod, no? In the absence of face recognition sensor. Pero mahimo ninyong sensor nga face recognition,
madoble
much
mo pala
better.
trabaho anak suggest. Kung dili nila i-face recognition, madoble ang trabaho, matagan ra pa pag trabaho ang atong guard. Kay ila pa mang lang i-check kung mabago nito ana. So mas maayo og face recognition kay automatic na wala na i-live na mag-on.
Kinsay nakasulay og sulod sa St. Paul. Murag ingan na siya ang concept. Pag sulod dito sa entrance sa St. Paul, naara sila scanner. Pag agi nimo dito, muagi ka kabantay ka murag sa LRT ba nga pag scan nimo mo unlock to siya, tuyokon nimo sulod ka. Sunod na pud mo scan, tuyokon na pud mo sulod. So every time that you scan, makita imong naong dito sa gwardiya o ikaw ba ni ani sulod or dili. Murag ingan na siya. Just a simple example in the absence of the face recognition. Kung inyong i-pursue. So, marami akong suggestion, ma'am.
Sir Jess?
Yes, ma'am?
Katong akong nakunan ang sakto ba to akong bang, sa guidelines sa katong pag-monitor, ang sige ginakuan is i-monitor ang temperature, no? By the time na ma-reopen ana. Okay ra ba og dili wala na ng mga face recognition? Temperature ra gyud siya i-monitor. Na automatic lang siya.
Pero ato for the purpose of recording kay ang end mo na because we're talking about monitoring, ma'am. Monitoring. So pag example, ma-scan lang nato siya ang temperature ug ma-okay, then wala na tayo record sa student kinsay ni sulod. So that should include the record of the students.
Okay.
It includes
Oo.
also the residents,
Kay
ma'am,
it
inside the
defeats the
NORSO.
purpose of having the monitoring without recording the person who is entering the campus.
Yeah, naa na siya. Naa na
Oo.
siya kay akong concern is ug mag face recognition pa
Madoble.
basig magdoble. So naa na siya, everything is there, basta kay ang ikuan lang gid is para dili siya ma-manual tong sa clinic ba na siya nga kuan para automatic na kay pila biya ka estudyante sige nila mag-monitor mao man na siya ipamonitor gid sige. So ina na ang the case magsulod ang mga estudyante automatic mo detect automatic na tanan yang info pagawas mao na siya kay ang gipakuan man sa CHED ang gi-require is i-check ang pagsulod, paggawas, pagsulod, paggawas.
Ingani siya ang akong suggestion, Ma'am Car. Ang
Sige.
scanning temperature scanning will be incorporated in the system. So first pagsulod nimo within the distance of 1 meter maximum, ma-detect na niya ang temperature. Pag ma-detect ang temperature, mo open to ang application nga mo scan siya sa iyahang ID. Then automatic recorded na to siya tanan, dili na tayo nga mag-logbook siya. Wala na yung manual intervention. So in case pag scan niya 1 meter sa temperature, taas mo temperature, mo alarm yung system or mo blink, nakakaibutang nga lead nga mo blink siya dito, then mo action na si guard or ang personnel sa health nga imo siyang dili siya so nato pasudlo na siya usa ka alagian nga dito sila papahawayon sa. That is on the part of prevention.
Yeah.
Okay ra ninyo.
Ako okay man siya.
Okay
pero
ra, sir. Okay ra, sir.
kung
Jess.
panon siya sa title,
For me, title.
okay na to imo ha, Sir Jesus, pero wao na to ang health, kay mura ang health man good, bugat pud siya. What if ug atong specific siya, ako lang pud ha, temp monitoring system. Ang sa nila system no or app sa to ila?
Pwede temperature monitoring system.
Temp shortcut na to siya kunuhay ba? Temp monitoring system, okay ba? Temp monitoring system for students and instructors of NORSO BSc.
What about
So, ma'am,
Naamantay
NORSO BSc entrance and temp monitoring?
Kasi ikaw mo na bahala basta ina na, basta ang atong i-emphasize na item.
Pwede.
So ang pagbalay.
Entrance and temp monitoring. I don't know if that's okay.
Unsay pasabot kanang word nga entrance na siguro nato i-specify sa kanang siyang background sa iyang study sa rational nga kini ang pag-check entrance yan exit entrance.
Okay. Pwede po siya.
Oo.
So, temp monitoring dito. NORSO BSc temp monitoring system.
Pwede po.
Kana na lang. Ayaw na lang tong COVID kay kuan man kayo to.
Bali specific to niya. Lisod kayo to i-address to.
Lisod kayo to siya i-address.
Sa ito mo Sir Jesus ang title?
NORSO BSc temp monitoring system.
Okay, par.
Okay.
Yes, kuan po dili lang kay sa entrance. Ang kay naman tay mga kuan god residents diri sa NORSO. So kinahanglan sila pod ato sila i-monitor sa ilahang temperature. Kaya sa man nato na magawa sulod man pud na sila diha sa kuan.
O bagay nga na siya, Sir Nick, dapat policy na ko na siya sa NORSO. Ang NORSO administration siguro will have to create a policy that every time anybody that will get into the campus should have to undergo this scanning. Wagin ko siya dito sa gate.
Sige. So pwede ra to siya guys. Yun ato na lang.
Madala ra ninyo proponents?
Yes, sir. And we were very thankful that suggested mo kay karon na po na realize nga very general and very difficult dako day kay scope sa amo ang study kay nadala naman gud mi sa among intention nga kuan then deep day kaayo jud ang kuan study.
Okay.
The possibility nga ma-realize ba ang inyong proposal because this is because of your focus is COVID symptoms, no? So Until na wala pa mga device nga makadetect mo na ng symptoms sa COVID aside from temperature. Okay, so that's all for my side. Thank you.
Sige,
Thank you, sir.
Okay na, so thank you for that. That's why akong suggestion is dili na tong COVID no
dili
symptoms
na
mo kuan. So they will be we will make it clear they will be developing the system and they will be using a sensor for the temperature, no? So inana.
Yes.
So in the
Temperature
system,
lang only.
temperature only, but the system will
Monitoring.
monitor no
monitoring.
mo handle anang time ni sulod siya, ni gawas ang ilang record.
But I would suggest Sir Kukoy na ma-appeal to siya katong recording, no?
Yeah,
Para
mo to
ma-monitor
importante.
natin siya ni sulod. So you have to incorporate whether you are going to use a scanner or QR code para makaminos na siya tayo. Anyway, pwede na to na siya upgrade later in the face recognition for as long as that is existing.
As long as na sila i-develop kay kanang mag temperature naray mapalit ana. Pero what they will be doing is that is all an input.
The temperature scanner will be directed will be directly connected to your system. Dili na kinahanglan nga magkuha siya sa temperature i-input pa sa guardia.
Connect na nila.
Less hassle lang atong target dapat.
Sir, excuse. So aside sa temperature, kinalan mo indicate ko siya pag sulod niya 8 AM.
Yeah.
Include the siyang time.
12:01, 37.8 ay sumakorol. No, inana ba?
Na automatic siya nga there's no need ng intervention nga mo input.
No human intervention.
So ang kuan ani ang input ani sa data, we will ask actually cancer gamo kay murag naa sila ana nga format.
Pwede. Sa mga vital details siguro na lang. So that's it, no? That is the
one thing there, Sir Koy, the maintainability sa system nato. Kinsa may mukuan ani their proponents, kinsa may mukuan ani mugama sa inyong system?
Honestly, we are thinking to ask for assistance and help with someone nga mas expert, mas kabalo mo gama sa website because kami honestly is very basic ra mo na balaan and very open me for help nga mo madawat and to ask help para magama ni siya sir, mabuo ni siya.
Okay, so we are talking about the kuan manggod kaning consistency of the kuan sa tong system nga magamit good siya long term. So what if mukuha mo og kuan experts and then igora siya mugama and then what about if na ay mga additional updates sa inyong system, what will happen? Siguro much better if naapod mo yung knowledge on making the system para kamo mismo even if naka-graduate na mo, if we are going to call your kuan expertise to update the system, then you can do it. Kay dili man good nga ingon ra nga mahumanta ni og gama, wala na. So we are going to use this one long term. So amo na to na siya.
Yes sir, mangayo pud mi knowledge sa experts about sa i-build up nga website para ay sa system para may araman pud kami ng mabalaan man pud namon ang flow sir.
Okay, dili lang kay flow, dapat kabalo pud mo ma-update sa system. Okay, that is very important.
Yes sir.
Okay, if natay update sa system, if ever in the long run namin makita nga kani pwede na to di kuan diri implement diri nga system so ato na siya idugang. So much better if you know how to update your system so that your system will continue kuan giving the function, diba? So carry ra ninyo.
Yes sir.
Okay, hopefully. Sige, so mura to siya ako ang concerns Alright, so please take note and please record this conversation sa to ang mga panelists para naamoy paano niya i-throwback unsay mga comments and suggestions. Okay, sige, thank you so much. I will give the floor to the other panelists.
Insight from Sir Jan Moses.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Sir Jess, can we show it again, Sir Jess? Dito ako mag-base sa ako na to.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sa
sir.
akong input. Okay. Dili lang ta sa kwan. So same again, no, with the other group. So questions number 1, 2, questions number 1 and 2. The respondents that will answer this one is ang number 1. Apil ba na to ang kuan ani? Students, no? Or could we have kuan?
Ang
Ang
health
1?
department.
Sige. So ang number 1, ang answer ni is for the health department. So this is Norso. No?
Yes, sir.
What is the current COVID-19 monitoring system, Norso BSC? And then for number 2, what are the current problems encountered by the students? Dili ra dagatag students only, no, because ang mosulod man sa tong campus. So the respondents that will answer number 2 will be the students and the faculty. Now the question is, how many students and faculty ang atong respondents ani? So we could have the same as with the other group gahapon na we are using the quota sampling.
Sampling, sir.
So magkota lang gyapon ta.
Slow pen
Katong
na, sir.
50. Katong 50 lang gihapon ta. If okay lang ba, I don't know with Dr. Albina, okay lang ba Sir Alno kung 50 lang abi ka students lang gihapon ang mo answer ani?
Yes,
What are
Moses.
the
Okay
problems
lang.
encountered? And then for the answer for the faculty, mag-sampling ta or mag-sample size ta for the faculty or magkota lang gihapon ta or sige. Hello. Madungog pa ko, sir. Maghina yung connection.
Sir Jan.
Yes, sir. Okay lang.
Okay ra. Okay, so kato siya 50 students, and then for the faculty, I don't know if what's the suggestion of Dr. Albina, if magkuan lang gihapon ta, we will just kota lang gihapon ta or magsampling sa taas tatang kuan kay ang kuan magud ni is kuan magud ta kaning work from home magud ang uban ani. What's the mode of distributing the questionnaires, or kaning hard copy or Google form lang gihapon? Google form lang man siguro ni, no?
For problem number 1 and 2, sir, mura Google form pa man ang gigamit na way so far.
Sige. So set na ta tong sa students nga 50 ka book. So ang pag-identify ana sa 50 is sa 50 ka buok, what are the current problems encountered monitoring in terms of detection? Okay, basig ang ilang nga kuan is pwede lang mga convenient sampling lang ta nga kinsa ilang i-choose is mora pod ang atong respondents.
Okay ra na, Moses, dili ra kinato i-burden ang estudyante sa kanang sa kuan gani kanang sa pag-administer sa questionnaire para mag-focus sila sa development sa system.
Sa system, good sir, no?
Gani. Dili kay nato sila i-burden.
And then sige.
Okay ra ang convenient og quota.
And then mo choose sa radag kuan. Gani sir. And then for the instructor, quota lang gyapon ta. So maybe kuan pwede lang pod nga kanang diri lang sa to kana makita lang sir, no?
Pwede ra 30 ra ka buok, 30.
Oo. Sige, so mo lang to siya. So same as with number 3 and number 4, no? So same suggestion with the other groups. So we'll be using again katong sa inyong formula nga gigamit below katong weighted mean for number 4. So I know nga that you will be guided with discussions naman with the Jess, and then nara po yung mga guide questions, no? Sige, so that would be all, Sir Jess.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jan. Thank you, Sir Jan, for the input. Sir Al, we'd be happy to hear from you.
Sir, I have no
For your
further
input.
comments and suggestions,
Okay.
sir. Okay lang tong ilahan sa other panel members.
Okay, sige. So,
Thank you.
take care, no? So,
Sir Giovanni, Sir Cox.
Yes, Sir Giovanni there. Sir Job, good morning. Anything you can add?
Yes, Sir Koy. Ang ako lang addition, Sir Koy, ba kay ganina man gud I think ang na-mention earlier sa mga bata, more sa contact tracer gali, sir. But karon man gud suggestion lang kay maayo man gud kaayo siya nga kuan nga research ba kanang I would kuan comment no sa mga proponent ani. If kaya nila, Sir Koy, nga like ang gihimo karon man gud ka kuan kanang SLEX, Sir Koy. O sa Manila galit ng South Luzon Expressway nga kundi ka kabaya dili ma-open tong murag barrier nakabantay man na, Sir Koy. If possible kay karon man gud, sir, ang biometric ba pwede naman gud siya kanang kamot na lang or finger, tapos kung for example ipa-infuse nato ang murag katugayng printer kanilahang finger nila with the temp reading, tapos muguhatag siya go signal gali, sir, like sa guard mo red bali siya kung taas gyud murag naka FL statement, sir, ba nga if the temp is greater than 36 so dili mo open tong murag barrier kanang inana gali, sir, nga system nga usa na lang, so at least kung dili siya ma-open ang barrier kay mura man siya mahug, sir, nga pinaka entry point ba, so dili gyud kasud ang estudyante if ever nga mo our faculty member nga kung kanang inig kuan nila sa biometric dili mo open to, so meaning there's something wrong. So muhatag sa signal with the guard nga naka-red siya, meaning above 35 ang iyahang body temp. So
Yes, sir.
that
So you're talking about an entry, no? An entry.
an entry point, sir, ba kay kuan lisod man gud kaayo siya kay murag
Our problem would be it's mechanical, and another thing nga po na i-produce sa students, no? It will be an additional to the kwan to the students. I think that's nice, but na mga ready-made ana ipalit to connect na to the system. Pero pwede na to na sa future researchers na lang na siya.
Oo, kay para po, sir, ang pinaka-objective lang po ba matabangan gali ang estudyante or faculty nga labi na kanang taas og body temp gani. Kay in kaso man gud dili sa ma-manage maayo ang information kay nabi kay data confidentiality pud ba, especially kung makaibaw nga carrier or di ba na ay connotations nga positive siya with COVID basin ma-discriminate. So ana lang.
Okay. So anyway, pag na system, the guard will be monitoring sa system, then makita na niya ang readings. So that's a good opener for us na they should put a warning, no, if the system records certain na high ang temperature, so mo red siya, no, sa system lang for now, no. So mo alarm siya so that the guard will be notified and the guard will stop, no. Maayo to, sakto to siya nga that should be the automated way, no, nga pag-process sa entrance katong naay barrier, naay mechanical, but again naay mga inana ipalagtunon man guna siya additional po sa student. So ana na lang, we will take your suggestion, no. Thank you for that nga the system should provide a way, no, to notify or an alarm, no, sa guard na pag high na ang temperature. Okay, so anything to add before we conclude? Okay na, si Ma'am Card, your final words.
For a while, Sir Kokoy.
Yes, Sir Al.
Before I forget, I'm happy to know that there was a shift of focus from COVID symptoms a while ago to temperature monitoring na, no? And I'd like to believe that this system is mainly for compliance with CHED requirements. I'm saying this because there are several studies outside the country that reveal that body temperature is not effective anymore in detecting the presence or absence of COVID. So kini siya, for compliance siya, kay mo maguni siya kuan way in granting, for example, the safety seal, no, from DOH or from CHED, and as also a preparation for reopening of classes. Sige, okay ra, mura ta ako ang heads up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. No? So we will anchor your study on that pod para mas stronger ang pan niya sa study katong sa requirements sa IETF, no. So in a way that is our response to that, no. So Ma'am Car.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Al. So on behalf of the panel members, I would like to congratulate the proponents of the project entitled, na it is already revised, no? NORSO BSc Temperature Monitoring System. So this proposed project is now accepted with major revisions. Why major? Dear proponents, please now follow the instructions. Nga sa gid pagama nga gwapa gid kaayo ang atoang rational or rationally, no, para maayo pagkuan the rest sa inyong ang study. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, panels.
Thank you, panels.
Okay. So that's all for the group. Now, pwede pa man, let's proceed lang to the next group. Chanilin Jiao, Kadayuna, and the members are Mary Ann, Naomi, Paul Vincent, and Shaina. So whenever you are ready, you may start channeling.
Hi, good morning, sir. Good morning, the rest of the panels.
Where is Paul and Vincent? Paul, Vincent, and Shaina? Mary Ann. Mary Ann. Oh, na. Si Mary Ann.
Nawala yung
Sige. The group will now proceed with their presentation.
Okay.
Paul, i-off yung mga mic. Paul. I-off ang mic, Paul. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, good morning once again. And our proposed system is entitled Emerge Poll application that provides emergency hotline numbers of Bayawan City. So the rationale: advances in mobile technology have enabled a wide range of applications to be developed that can be used by people on the move. Developers sometimes overlook the fact that users will want to interact with such devices while on the move. We come up with this idea due to our experiences and observation in a day-to-day living, particularly in times of emergencies where it's difficult to call help due to lack of access on local emergency hotlines. Statement of the problem. This study aims to develop a system that provides an updated emergency hotline that can be reached out whenever there is accident happen. It wouldn't take much longer to call a respondent since this app is very accessible. Significance of the study. For the community, using this system, accidents can be responded as soon as it happens because anybody can have the updated contact of emergency services, since most of us don't have local emergency numbers saved on our cell phones. For the researchers, this study is expected to benefit the researchers because that will give them opportunity to apply their knowledge and skills on developing an app that can help many people effectively. Likewise, this study will enable them to acquire new skills when it comes to research. The scope and limitation. The main objective of this project is to provide a platform that would allow the residents to ask for help. The concerned party calls directly to some of the barangay personnel, police officers, and rescue teams to request them and respond to the needs of the residents. This system helps residents access emergency hotline information in online and offline services to provide information in our local area that is useful for emergency situations. This system proposal will only work to those who has Android and iOS phone. Research design. In this research, quantitative methodology was used to collect and analyze the data obtained for all the respondents. The researchers developed their questionnaire and finalized it before being distributed to the target group of respondents. Few sections on the questionnaire were designed specifically to address research knowledge and the current study, which is the Emerge Poll app, where in it would be easy for a person to contact emergency hotlines. Therefore, the questionnaire was distributed to obtain the data for the respondents. Research respondents. The respondents of this study will be one personnel from the barangay and the residents of Baywan cities, especially those who lived in the remote area. Research environment. This study will be conducted in a certain barangay with random individuals. We choose the residents because the focus of the study is on how the individual can seek help immediately whenever there is an emergency occur, which includes disaster or accident resulting from the natural or technological hazards. Research instruments. The study will use questionnaires for data collections. Data gathering procedure. We collect primary data for experiments in experimental research. In case we do research of descriptive type, survey refers to the method of securing information from all or a selected number of respondents. That's all, sir.
Okay, so that's the end now. I suppose. Is it?
Yes, sir.
So let us hear now the insights, comments from our chair, si Miss Car. Ma'am Car.
Okay. Galugos chupog apas. Pag-check. Anyway, yes, good morning. Saan nga grupo?
Emerge Poll. Emerge.
Okay, emerge. How do you read this? Emerge, no? Emerge poll application. Okay, so let's try, no? Please allow me to show my comments. Please stop sharing.
Stop your screen. Stop the sharing sa inyong end. Chanilin. Okay.
Okay na, no?
Okay na.
Okay, these are my suggestions as a general na nino kay para as you go on sa inyong manuscript, dili na magdubli-dubli, magbalik-balik inyong trabaho, no? These are the things that you are going to do. Now, please take note. Sir, all uppercase man tanan, no, ang title? Or yes, capital letters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Except
also,
for kini-kining emerge poll, okay ra na siya kay
okay.
pag
Yes,
ma-all
sir.
caps siya, ma-alter niyang iyahang
Mm-mm.
intended meaning.
Sige, sir. Thank you. So, emerge poll application that provides emergency hotline number of Bayawan City. Mura di kay ko convince the way na-craft ang title. Pwede siguro nato siya revise gamay lang kana ba yung that provides emerge poll application that provides emergency the rest of the panel ay may sab mo agree mo, no? Kada murag di kay ko convince ba, murag di siya kay convincing, no, as a title. Pero I like the kuan. Ganahan ko sa content ug unsay tuyo og tumong aning inyong study. This kuan lang ang pagbalay lang sa title. So here, the title page should be in uppercase, no, ang title. Then use font face Arial, font size is 12. There should be no bold, no, walay bold, no, text. And then use single spacing for text only on the title page. And then, excuse me, there should be no, again, reminders for everyone, design images on the page, and there should be no footer or header sa title page. And then margins, left 1.5, top 1.0, right 1.5 top. Then bottom is 0.5. Then please use the suggested format sa College of Arts and Sciences. And then kini si kuan kaning name ni Sir Abiki Bale ato na siyang gi-omit, no? Ayun yung haang dinhi. Then single space din sa ano. Kini siya mga single space na siya. Okay. The researchers, as I check your rationale, 100% plagiarized. To break down 90% of the text match any usability of mobile applications, literature review. And then 10% nagmatch sa research open access usability of mobile application. Please credit the author or modify or rephrase, create your own rationale. And then the first page in chapter 1 is page number 1. Wala mo page numbers. And then, okay, justify the paragraph. And then use double space. Use font face Arial. The font size, the headings, that is Arial, then 12 ang size. Then observe indentation in each paragraph. Okay? Then please take note, the rationale is the reason for conducting the study. It should address the need for the study to be conducted. The rationale is a significant part, as it justifies the significance and novelty of the study. So, di na tayo manavel kay 100% inyong gikopya ra pod. Please write, kanang inyong yung kinaugalingon. Unsa man yung ganahang mahitabo, and then dinhi, the impact of this work, future usability, dili man ning inyong wala na mo nakita. Unsay, what is your study all about? What is your intention? Okay? So kini basahan lang ni ug unsaon to write the rationale of the study. Yan kini. Ato ni ikuan Sir Sumadja will check on that. Okay, the significance of the study, who else could benefit from your research and study? Duha ra ba? Community and researchers. Think about it. And then, kini the main objective of the proposed capstone project. Please, ilisi na siya the main kung say gibalay na ko ng word nga kanang capstone project, the proposed study or the proposed system. Then you made mention 6 yung limitation, use out of internet, it does not work in the way the system now. Since this is emergency, parya na po ng it can be no longer beneficial if the system or app cannot be used without internet connection. How would you respond to this issue? Emergency, so unsa ni siya? Unsaon na siya? The system can only provide a specific contact information to the users who seeks help from the authorities. When it is used out of internet, okay, kini gani ayuhon ni pagkuan ha. Ang akong pasabot ani, if no connection, it does not work in a way the system will make the emergency call for them. Is that so? Pananglitan, emergency man ni siya. Nawalay connection. So, you mean, mukha na siya itong 911 automatic? Please explain, researchers.
Kasi yung natura ng automatic siya call pag may connection. Pero kung wala siya connection na naala itong mga nakasave na mga number at ang local area. Anang barangay captain, ang barangay kung asa ang accident na hitabo. So, naarada ay nakasave na mga number sa among system. So, dili mi sa automatic dial ana. So, ang ana kung kinsa tong naka-download na sa system. So, mo visit siya sa system, makita nito mga number sa mga pwede mo respond, mutabang ang area. Naras na makita nga number pero kami dili ang system dili automatic maka-dial o free call ma'am.
Parang ang inyong ang pwede raman ta makatawag biya no sa mga pulis through the use of our phone. So, what else, what features sa inyong kuan nga mingon nga ay magamit ko na mo inyong phone, inyong proposed system. Sa accident lang ba? So, siguro inyong ikuan as accident, fire or any no mga calamities bitawag na. Okay? So, ibutang ninyo nga kay ako mingon ka nga inyong kuan is sani provide platform that could allow to us assistance and help. Pwede man ta, no? Pwede man ta we can have the numbers of the police, inana ba? So, sa pamanggoy na sa inyong proposed system that we can actually, we can say, ay, wow.
Okay, ma'am. In our system, in our application, the benefits of the best of it is that even you say mostly of us don't have really access of the mobile, all the mobile numbers that needed to provide emergency for help. So we decided to make an app so that even if you are not familiar of the place, so of course, if you're not familiar with the place, you would never really have the number to contact. So if the accident happened in Dumaguete, then you only have the number for Bayawan, so it will be difficult. So in our application, it provided everything, the numbers. So even if you're offline, it will still not be discouraged even if you're not online, because even if you're offline, there the list is already provided. So and also there's also a map that would give you like for example you're in Dumaguete, somewhere in the place of Dumaguete, you will be given a map of this you will be given a map and you will look where the nearest station to ask for help, ma'am. That's it.
By the way, asa po ang sa inyong study? Asa ang focus? Bayawan, Dumaguete, or what? Negros Oriental?
Bayawan ra, ma'am.
Actually, example lang yun, ma'am.
Bayawan ra sa mamamang coverage no.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sige lang. Okay, let's proceed. So, dapat, kung sa inyong mga features, ibutang ninyo tanan para makita na mo ay mao di ay ni siya. So, say kung gabulong ko, asa man inyong mga features? So, wala na ko nakita. No, it's only ang residents can access emergency hotline. So, ni-mention po mo nga na mga map. So, try to describe no your study. And then, definition of terms again, no? Operational na siya, most especially kanang inyuhang kuan, emerge pool. So, kung saan yung emerge pool, no? May ka nga emergency, mangguna ma'am. So, kinahanglan din na siya. So try to define your title sa emerge pool. So, dire, no? Dili ni siya. Nganong naabot mo aning perceived ease of use, kani siya naaman ni sa theory man gani siya. No, inyo rang gikopya, no? So, ganong naamoy perceive is, no? So, strictly follow the order of the manuscript. Si research instrument, na nasa kuan, ang unang ana is definition of terms, and then theoretical framework. Then pag-abot din na si nagdubli. Murag, pinaspasanay guni nga pagkagama, no? And then, so where is your theoretical framework? Okay, the theoretical framework in our study provides general representation. And where is your framework now? Wala. So, conceptual diagram, this one. So, saan man ni siya? So, si Sir Jess and the rest of the CIT, ani ha? Kani, gather data. Wala siya, no? Okay, ayuhon na to. And then, literature, no? I will provide the matrix. So, do not just simply copy. So, naatay format. Please, there should be at least 10 related literature and studies. And then, the actual, no? The actual number of respondents should be mentioned, but do not mention who respondents are. So the respondent of the study will be one personnel from the barangay and the residents of Bayawan City, especially those who live in the remote area. So pila makabuok ng mga residente. So asa man, kanibang residents of Bayawan City, take note there are 28 barangays in Bayawan City. When specify ninyo usa ba Bayawan City ba, Barangay Tinago, Bayawan poblasyon. Then environment, ako na ni Kwan ni Sir Al, and then very good 85. So here is now the format sa related literature. So that's all sa ko ang end. So fellow panel members, it's your turn now. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Ma'am Car. Let's now hear Sir Jess. Sir Jess.
Hello, good morning. Miss Chanilin, Mary Ann, Naomi, Paul Vincent, and China. So your proposal, once again, good morning to the panel members, to Sir Al and Sir Yorfu, Sir Moses. So your proposed title is virtual application. Teka lang. That provides emergency hotline numbers of Bayawan City. No? So I second on the point of Ma'am Karen na your proposal is actually possible for if you are going to kanang i-authorize phone book ng numbers sa mga hotlines, sa police, sa fire, sa hospital and other, no? Kay if that is only your coverage for your proposal, narrow lang siya kaayo. Murag siya lisod kay siya pangitaan nga because ang issue ani if you have numbers and then you don't have load to call for a particular agency, then nothing happens. So it's just simply nga mura kag ni-store ko number ni-save ko number sa emergency hotline sa police or sa hospital or sa unsang establishment diha, then ug wala ko'y load ko tawag, no? So anyway, I just have to make some suggestion that is if possible basog ma-revise na siya nato, no? Atong tabangan if madala. Okay? Ang akong suggestion dere, instead of having the mga emergency hotlines, no, aside from that, sa inyo is this a mobile application?
Yes, sir.
Okay, mobile application, no? So gamit og mga cellphones and other mobile devices. So instead of having this alone emergency hotlines, part of that are the numbers for the emergency hotlines. But then I just want to incorporate na ang atong gistoryahan diri is emergency. So mga incident happen, may mga aksidente, may sunog, may naay mga gipusil or something nga na, those are emergency. So I want you to incorporate in your mobile application that in case there is an emergency happen and then naa ka na atlan. Say for example, there is NORSO. Dapat ang imong mobile application, pag open mo sa imong mobile application, ano sa himuon? Dapat ang imong mobile app mo capture or ikaw using your mobile application mo capture sa incident. Example na isunog. Open ka sa application, capture the incident, then automatically that will be loaded to your mobile application. Then it will generate the location using the GPS, and then that's the time that you are going to use the emergency hotline that you are going to send to, let's say for example, sa fire station nearest in Bayawan City. No? By that, you are addressing sa inyong proposal nga emergency, no? So when you are going to send the exact incident or the actual incident, including the time, recorded mo na ang time, the location using the GPS. So by that, the agencies concerned will be alerted, no? So pag send nimo, dapat sa end nila naapod mo usa ka application dito nga naay mo notify. Pag receive dito, ma-notify sila naay alert, no? It's either mo beep ba siya, makita dito, then makita dito ang picture nga inyong gisend ang exact location para ma-address ang emergency. Di ba? Kaya og maingon ta nga we'll just simply store the hotlines, and then what's the use of the hotline without, let's say for example, nakakita ako og emergency drain na itabo, na disgrasya, na ako'y hotline number, pero wala ko'y load. Useless yapon. So, regardless of the load, sa mobile application, pwede raman siguro tayo makasend na using the data. Alright? So, that is only my proposed enhancement of your proposal. Kaya og magingan nira ang scope na manggod nato is very narrow. You can do this by simply imura siyang i-register ang number sa emergency hotlines dito sa imong cellphone. Na? To improve that, I just want and I would suggest that you're going to incorporate that features in order to address the emergency problems. So I don't know if that is okay for the rest of the panel members. And then I just want to share, if in case maora po ni siya ang akong madugang in relation to your statement of the problem. What is the current way used to conduct the any emergency services? So nara ko sample dere. Still, this is subject for revisions by the members. Okay. So my proposed title, ako ra po ni siya pwede pa ni siya makuan sa panel members. Emergeful Mobile Alert Application. Dayon, for your statement of the problem, what is the current incident alert system of Bayawan City? We are going to determine unsa may mga alert system may gamit sa Bayawan City. Manual ba siya? Kung manual, that is through calls or through unsa man adtuon gud siya. Then or computerized na ba sila existing system. Next is number 2 ni siya. What are the current problems encountered in alert system of Bayawan City in terms of detection, prevention, and management? So murag related na siya gyapon ang kwan. Pero pwede pa ni siya ma-revise later, no? Due to lack of time. Then Next is what are the end user requirements? Unsay requirements nato sa end user para ma-met ang imong target nga i-develop. Now this is on the part of the development of your mobile application in terms of hardware, unsay requirements in terms of software, unsay mga features dapat. Then the last is what is the level of software quality, internal and external factors. Okay, so you are going to have functionality, reliability, efficiency, maintainability, and portability. So these are the different factors that you're going to consider in order to assess your developed mobile application. So for this, you are going to incorporate this. You are going to anchor your study in your theoretical framework, what particular theory that you're going to use. You're going to use ISO. And since this is mobile application, so pwede dagway mo gamit tag mobile development theory. Now, mobile development theory and ISO. Okay, so for now, that would be my suggestion for the statement of the problem and then for your features of the proposed title.
Thank you, Sir Jess. Thank you, Sir Jess.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. So those improvements should be taken, no? Kay like you said, I also agree that kung pwede ra nato i-punbok lang, but we are proposing a system. We have to find that necessity, no, to make it a system. We need to find that problem, why we need to address what we need to address through our application nga gi-propose. Now let us hear from Sir Romnek. Sir Romnek.
Yes, Sir Koy. Okay, once again, good morning. Dear proponents, good morning. Okay, so with regards to your proposed application, yeah, I agree to Sir Sumadja, which is dili ra gud kay siya kuan useful. It's because we can have a number from the kuan different establishment which can cater this one. So pwede po siguro og katong gi-suggest ni Sir Jess, but ato siyang himuon og online. Ang problema if online kay kung ang atoang like for example may accident nga katong area walay signal, useless ra gihapon nato ang system or ato ang application. Oo, kay dapat atong ma-address ang problem. Mayo kung diri lang within bayawan nga kuan walay labot tong naa sa rural sa bakatong sa bukid-bukid. Na may ba dito nga walay signal. Ay walay labot dito diri ra. Kay okay ra pwede nato siya makuan. So dili pud ko ka-decide kung say ay tsadaan ni natong buhaton. I think we will kuan mo kuan na lang dagay tani meet na lang siguro tani unsa gyud maayo aning gamon or sabutan nato unsa gyud mapagama nato ani nila na kanang mas convincing magamit gyud siya even if kuan kanang naa siya sa kuan kanang walay mga signal nga kuan area magamit nato ato ang application kay useless man pod if kung gama tani unya di gud siya kayo useful ana. Sir Koy, unsa may ato ang kuan ni sir pwedeng mahimo ani sir?
Sir Nick, asa kita again?
Kani silang kuan sir ba sila application sir. Okay tong suggestion ni Sir Sumadja which is gamon nato siya og katong emergency awareness nga automatic maka-senta og data sa fire, sa police nga na mga accidents nga natabo. Pero what if ang location is wala siya signal? Ngon ana siya pwede nato siya online. Pero what if wala signal ang lugar? Dili nato siya magamit.
Okay, if that's the case, we will take advantage of the GPS.
Ang pag-send man, sir. Saan na to pag-send?
Kuha na lang, that would be a limitation. No, og walay ang signal. Pero na signal, I think in the urban, parang nara mag-signal. But well, at least now there's a mode, there's a means to report the incident. It
So,
does not
ano na
mean
lang.
na because all the area are not connected, dili na lang. But there are some area man po nga pwede ta ka online.
Sige, ano na lang. So, let's go for the kuan na lang, suggestion of Sir Jess na mao to. Ato na lang siyang himuon og kuan yun ato para murag na po siya i-sense. And then kinsa may mogamaan ninyo ang application?
Kami, sir.
Kamo mismo may mogama. Okay.
Help sa mga expert.
Okay. So with regards of making this application, since we are aiming inyong application is magamit good siya, so dapat kamo mismo is maka-update mo sa inyong application.
Yes, sir.
Okay, kabalo mo ma-update whatever the kuan suggestions coming from the users na mga kuan additional on niya. So you can update. Okay.
Yes,
It's because dili man gud ta dapat ani maggama nga gama-gama lang kinanglan ato gud ni siya ipadayon. Okay? So as what Sir Kokoy said earlier nga dapat the college na nagud siya agreement between the students na mag-propose a system and the college nga dapat bisan og ni-graduate ng students sila ra gyapon mo maintain sa application para ang application is can be maintained and it can give the purpose of the user. Okay? So can you assure nga inyohan ni siyang ma-develop well and then you can update or you can enhance? Can you assure this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Sige. So, ato lala i-change. Kato na lang kay Sir Jess. Yun ato na lang. Then, unsa may inyong himuon?
Yes, sir.
So, magamit ani og GPS.
Yes, sir.
Gamit ang GPS for location.
Also map.
Okay, then the map.
Yes.
Okay. So, for the user's end, lahi ang sa feature sa user's end and lahi po ang feature sa atong establishment. Like for example sa user, na siya option dito nga picturean niya or take a video on the particular incidents and then kana nga video ma-store sa imong application and then mo na gamiton sa user to send dito sa particular department nga yang sindan. Okay? And the pod sa establishment pod nga inyong sindan lahi pod yung feature in which dito makita niya or ma-receive niya ang report and then makita niya og sa dapit nga lugar sa situation sa incident. Ana. Okay? So pwede ra na ninyo mahimo. So duha na inyong kanon ani. Duha inyong lantawon na feature. Okay, kay sender and the receiver. So yun ana siya nga way. Okay, so think of a feature kung saan ninyo siya pag-design in which kaning more convincing sa receiver nga mao ni ang nahitabo mo ni muna. Okay? So pwede po siguro na ay na message po dito nga mo ni location ana then mo adto dito pag response. So dapat exact ang location. Dili kay pag adto dito, wala lagi ni diri ang location. Asa man ning dapita. Okay. Then for the security purpose, how can you secure? Like for example, na inigamit sa inyong application unya nag-send og false false nga incident. Unsa may take ninyo ani?
Actually, sir, in our feature, the app, before using the app, you need to register. So,
ayun,
our phone, na may fingerprint o na po kanang pin lang or
okay.
so makagamit ra ka ng app if kama siya dili man siya direkta nimo siyang ma-open na kanang pag-open nimo walay panon. So as kay ikaw man tagya, so pwede ra nimo siya ma-direct og sa fingerprint or sa imong pin before maka-access ka sa app. So para iwas ang post na mga information.
Okay, so dapat kuan. Ang cellphone is verified through email. Usually ang cellphone ban karon mga smartphones na naman gud siya Gmail kinahanglan na siya information. So with that you can use that one for verification. Okay, sa Gmail ana may gamiton og kinsa nang nag-send para pag trace unya pag adto dito sa respondents unya wala dayto, so ang katong nag-send mo'y pangutan-on i-question nganong nag-send ka ani mo ni muna. Okay, it's because this is very important kay basig kabuangan una inyong inyong application nga kuan ngun ana, so kamo na pud unya mo'y ma-blame sa kuan department. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we need to
So
secure.
actually, this is an emergency.
Okay.
So actually, this is an emergency app. So therefore, dapat get accurate ang tanan information na makuan sa app. Like if ikaw na gumagamit sa app, before using the app, you need to sign up sa jud.
Okay.
Then verification na ikaw na dili post ng information na imong ihatag. Like magamit ba ka og like sa magamit ba kag ID nimo for verification?
Okay,
like
that's good. Pwede. So before ka makasend na kay mga information nga ibutang dito nga mo nimo na ikaw nang ga-send dito and mo nimong ID for verification. Pwede pud siya. Okay? So or automatic na lang generated coming from your phone. Pwede pod. Ana. Okay? Sige. So ingon ana na lang atong buhaton. Then the limitation is kuan na lang. Dili nato pwede magamit ang application if walay signal. Okay? Pwede nato magamit ang cellphone if nara tay signal, we can use data. Ana. So dapat ato ang user ani ibutang po nato dito, dapat ang user is nagod siya data or internet data data nga kuan connection. Okay? Or much better if naa siya kuan kaning internet para fast. Ana.
Yes, sir. In case of wala gud siya kanang like connection, tanan man sa lugar sa like sa Bayawan, nakakuan mo din na kung asa na ng mga lugar. Every sa lugar, di ba may
yes, ang problema man nato kay ang pag-send unya, ang pag-send nato sa incident. Dili man ta ka-send o wala tay data or wala tay internet. Diba? Oo. So dapat mo na ato ibutang sa tuang limitation. Dili na to magamit ato ang application if ang ato ang kuan ato ang location is walay signal. Okay? So ana siya. All right, then what else? Sir Koy, na ba kay kadugang Sir Koy?
Okay ra. Kato to for verification purposes, if the app could make it, let's try to make it simpler, mo report check incident, the app will capture, pwede nga i-capture ang iyang front camera, then ang sa back camera ang incident, and at the same time pag send niya i-access po ang iyang GPS for the location. So in that way verified na siya, and in sa end sa in the RRMC, the nanas la record nga mo ni nga number, mo ni ang kuha mo ni ang send. Pwede po for me no katong sign up process will take time.
Dugay gud
Sign
ka.
up process then sometimes it's a thing that we try to avoid. So pwede lang okay incident, picturean siya, then isend dito ang mode of verification is na mo capture ang front camera para makita og na picture nga
Kinsa tong
who is
ga-send.
sending or who is reporting, and at the same time ang location niya. So in that simple lang.
Sige.
Yes, Shaina.
Sir, sa sign up, it's the reason na mo siya good kanang one kasara na nimo siya buhaton kay application man na siya, app man na siya, so kasara na siya nimo buhaton para it is to kalman, di ba, kay system na mo na it is to good na makabalo may kung kinsa na siya natawo o makabalo may sa iyahang information na kasara na siya may tabo na mag-sign up. Then so pag kay naka-sign up naman ka, na verified naman ka, nabalaan naman tanan information nimo, then kay damo na siya like sa phone nimo na damo na siya mukha mo na siya na pin or na ay kanang fingerprint mo para in case na mawala imong phone mo na ato na application dili magamit sa iban kay dili man sila ang tag-iya sa application, dili man sila ang naka-register sa application. So kasara na siya mahitabo. So pag kahuman ana mo pwede na niya anytime, pwede na niya magamit. Then kay naman iya information na naman
Registered na siya.
naman tanan sa mo so automatic na makabalo may kung kinsa ang naghatag og emergency. So siya dai na siya si Naomi dai na naghatag og emergency. Kay kuha naman siya, kay registered naman siya sa app. So na-verified naman na siya nakuha naman tanan ang iyang information. Ana sir.
Yeah. Sakto po na siya no. But pamangod kinang there is that tendency nga when we ask people to sign up, ang automatic response is dili na lang ko, I won't care about it, mga inana. And another thing is in the software development, if you can eliminate a process para ma-shorter siya, eliminate na to na siya. Kaya pwede naman i-sign up abin ng alias siya. So unsa na po na to pag-verify, di ba? So mo to lagi ang more close nga way of verifying nga mas more accurate is i-capture kinsa ni send, then i-capture unsa iyang gi-send. So and iyang location. So tulo lang kabuok gani no. Mala na no kada kanang sign up. That's why kabantay mo ng our experience ng mga sa shopping, online shopping, Lazada, Shopee. We are not required to sign up first. Only lang when we check out no dito na gani inana. Kay it's a burden ang pag-sign up or another process no, it's as a negative one. We access an information, ikaw pa ni-report, idaghan pa kang stages, no? So ano lang, so take that as an suggestion no, for your application nga. If we'll try to eliminate that sign up, we'll just verify through na capture imong picture and i-capture ang i-send, no? Para mas sayon, mas simple po siya, no? Wala na may laging login gani.
Okay, ano na lang. So kato
Okay,
na lang for verification. Sige sir. Sige, kato na lang for verification. So take a picture who is sending the incident, then take a picture of the incidents. Okay? And then your GPS will send the area,
the location.
Ana.
So the app will actually access the GPS, no? Will ask you to turn on your
GPS
location.
So pwede ninyo ibutang sa inyong system nga if pag-open niya automatic mo on ang iyang GPS para dili ka burden sa user nga mo turn on pa siya sa iyang application, turn on na po siya sa iyang GPS. So kuha na lang, i-automatic na lang sa imong application.
So pag open sa app, mo ask siya permission to allow you to open your location and your camera.
Sige, ana.
That's a challenge no sa ninyo na paggama sa application.
So, saman kaya ra ninyo yung na ang kuan process with a time frame. We can agree into this, but we would like to ask your part kung kaya ba.
Naman tijaw. Tijaw.
Kaya nun, kaya nun.
Kaya ano niyo kay you are proposing a system man kay again balik ta sa simple rule if pwede ra siya i-convoke na lang nato itawagan na nato sila no.
Gani, oo. Okay, sige. So kato lang then make sure ha nga inyong feature ipakita ninyo sa inyong kuan as establishment nga mo cater ana nga problem or situation kinahanglan kuan gud siya well organized and sada pagka layout kay base unya magkunot ang agtang sa inyong receiver. Uy, nga naman ni unsa man ning blurred man ning kuan ani. Ana or asa man location ani nganong di man wala man ni diri ang kuan ang incidents. Okay? So dapat accurate ato ang system. Okay?
Iyang flow is you will access the app then naray button nga report an incident. So pag report an incident, iyang i-capture ang picturean sa sitwasyon, then picture ang front camera kinsa ga-report so verified. And pag send niya together with that is the location, the GPS, the location nimo sa ni send.
Oh,
so
ina lang kayo.
So there's no need na ano na lang naman tayo city sa disaster risk reduction management. So ano lang between you and them na lang. So it doesn't matter if it is a fire, it doesn't matter if it is robbery. Sila na take action. Sa atong end is on the reporting lang. We will try to make it convenient, no, and easy for everyone. Kasi pag manawag ka dagan pa pangutana din. There's the doubt it's a prank. So atong limit na that's why mo to atong imoon. Ana na lang. So dili na nato na concern nga sa fire department ba or on sa
sige.
The disaster risk reduction. And that's a good that's a good app if ma-realize no. Useful na siya. Okay na ka sir Nick?
Sige sir.
Nakaipang last si Dugang. Okay na. Let us hear no let us hear sa Sir Jan on yang suggestions yang on the statistical aspects research. Sir Jan, are you still there? Okay. Just a screen of Sir. Sir Jan. Basig ni take a break si Sir Jan na importante. Let us give Sir Job ani. So mao to no. Ako sang refresh nga na lang app emergency pool Japon siya it's our way of informing the authorities nga na emergency or incident happening in the situation. Then na si Kwan. Sige sir Yorfo on the comment kuno ni Sir Kwan. Nara dito ni carried nila in the comments sa manuscript. So that's it no. I-revise nato tong in a way nga mas simpler siya. Ano lang ang system nga mo notify siya, mo report an incident, then mo capture siya sa sitwasyon and sa ni-report no for verification. Then it's up to the other end na ang pag-response nila. Okay, so let us the final words from the chair, Ma'am Car.
Okay, okay na ba to no? Okay, so on behalf of the panel members, I know everyone, hungry na. So I would like to congratulate the proponents. Nausabot ilang title, Sir Franco? Wala, no?
Sir Jess,
Yes, ma'am. Nausog to siya, ma'am. My suggestion is Emerge Pool Mobile Alert Application. Okay ra ba na siya?
Pwede.
Mato, that will encompass ato ang ipang suggest.
Oo. Mga na to siya mga features.
Okay. Sige, so the proposed project is now accepted with major revisions. So I hope please come up your rationale yun nga inyong di siya kanang plagiarize. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, no. I think let's have a break now, lunch break usa. We will be back at 1. Okay lang to the panel members. Sige. Thank you, Group 8 and the panel members.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
ma'am.
Thank you.
The meeting
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
now. See you in the afternoon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Leave na to. Pwede sa leave na to.